So, Neil, I've been working on this new build for Diablo 4, and it's insane.
Oh, dear God, here we go again. Another one of your ridiculous video game obsessions.
Hey, it's not an obsession, it's a way of life.
A way of life? More like a way of wasting time and rotting your brain?
Oh, come on, you can't deny the satisfaction of slaying demons and leveling up.
Satisfaction. More like a pathetic attempt at feeling accomplished in your sad, meaningless existence.
Wow, that's harsh. You can't deny the epic loot drops, though.
Loot drops? More like a sad attempt at filling the void in your empty soul?
All right, I get it. You're not a fan of video games.
Not a fan. More like I'd rather gouge my eyes out with a spoon than listen to you talk about your stupid Diablo builds.
Hey, that's uncalled for. My builds are top notch.
Top notch. More like a pile of garbage that even a raccoon wouldn't touch.
All right, that's enough insults. Let's just agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. More like I'd rather agree to never speak to you again.
Come on, Neil. Don't be like that.
Like that? More like I'm about to lose my damn mind listening to your nonsense?
Well, I guess I'll just have to enjoy my Diablo 4 build without you.
Fucking hell. Finally, some peace and quiet.
So, Ben, I heard you have some thoughts on Shinji's actions in the anime series Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes, Joe. I believe that Shinji's actions were completely justified given the circumstances.
Really? Because most people think he was just a whiny little bitch.
Well, those people clearly don't understand the psychological trauma that Shinji had to endure.
Oh, here we go with the psychology stuff again. I thought this was a show about giant robots.
It's much deeper than that, Joe. Shinji was dealing with abandonment issues, parental neglect, and the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, but he still could have manned up and saved the day without all the crying and self-doubt.
You're missing the point, Joe. Shinji's vulnerability and emotions are what make him relatable and human.
I guess I can see that. But what about when he choked Asuka? That was pretty messed up.
Well, she did reject him and call him useless. Can you really blame him for lashing out?
I suppose not. But what about when he ran away from the battle? That's just cowardly.
No, Joe, it takes courage to admit when you're not ready and to step back to regroup.
I gotta say, Ben, you make some compelling arguments. Maybe I'll give Shinji another chance.
That's all I asked, Joe. Now let's talk about the symbolism of the giant robots representing the human psyche.
So, Neil, have you ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion?
You mean that Japanese anime about giant robots and existential crises?
Yeah, that's the one. I just finished watching it and my mind is blown.
Well, it's no surprise. The series explores some deep philosophical themes.
Yeah, like what the hell is going on? And why is that kid, Shinji, such a whiny little bitch?
Um, but that's the beauty of it. It's a commentary on the human psyche and our struggle with identity and purpose.
I don't know, man. All I saw was some weird ass monsters and some even weirder religious symbolism.
But that's the genius of it. It challenges our preconceived notions and forces us to think outside the box.
Speaking of boxes, what's up with that ending? I still don't get it.
Well, it's open to interpretation. Some say it's a metaphor for the cycle of life and death. Others say it's a commentary on the human condition.
And here I thought it was just a bunch of trippy visuals and mind-bending concepts.
Oh, it's so much more than that. It's a masterpiece of storytelling and animation.
Well, I guess I'll have to watch it again. But this time, I'll make sure to smoke a joint first.
Now that's the spirit, Joe. Expand your mind and embrace the absurdity of it all.
Jamie, pull up an image of a giant robot with a human face. Wait, never mind. I don't think I want to see that again.
Oh, Joe, you never cease to amaze me.
So, Elon, I heard you made a new product. What's it called?
Yeah, it's called the Shirtex.
Shirtex. That sounds like some kind of superhero name.
Well, it's not exactly a superhero, but it's definitely out of this world.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, you know how I'm all about space exploration and colonizing Mars and all that jazz. Wanted to make a shirt that represents that.
And how does shirt represent space exploration?
Well, I made it with a special fabric that's resistant to all kinds of stains, even if it's covered in shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I wanted to make a statement about how we're not afraid to get our hands dirty in the pursuit of scientific progress.
So you literally made a shit-stained shirt and called it the Shirt X?
Hey, it's not just any shit. It's simulated Martian soil, and it's selling for $1,000.
$1,000 for a shirt covered in shit. That's insane.
Hey, it's a limited edition, and it's for a good cause. All the profits go towards funding our Mars missions.
Well, I guess I'll stick to my plain old t-shirts.
Suit yourself. But just remember, when you're wearing that boring t-shirt, I'll be up in space, wearing my shirts conquering new frontiers.
Yeah, I'll stick to conquering the couch and watching Netflix. But hey, more power to you, man.
Thanks, Joe. And remember, if you ever need a shirt that can withstand any kind of stain, you know where to find me.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Jamie, pull up an image of the shirts for our viewers. So, Neil, I've been getting into this shuffle dancing thing. Have you seen it? It's all the rage on YouTube.
Bow to me, Joe. I have just finished praying and now embody the spirit of Yakub,
What? Who's Yakub?
the creator of the white race, Joe. And I bred your people using 2 sticks. Now, what were you saying about your little shuffle dancing?
Well, it's just a fun way to move my body and get some exercise. But I'm a little shy about doing it on camera.
Shy. You're Joe Rogan, the fearless podcaster. You need to embrace the spirit of Yakub and let go of your insecurities.
I don't know, man. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Embarrass yourself? You think that's embarrassing? I've debated flat earthers and survived. Now that's embarrassing.
Okay, I'll give it a try. But can you at least teach me some moves?
Of course, my child. I am the master of all things, including shuffle dancing.
This is going to be epic. Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson shuffling together.
And remember, Joe, always bow to the spirit of Yakub before you dance.
Yes, master. No. Let's do this. So, Neil, what's up? What nerdy stuff do you want to talk about today?
Actually, I wanted to discuss the recent discovery of a new exoplanet that could potentially support life.
Nerd alert. Look at this guy trying to talk about planets and aliens. I bet you were the kid who got picked last in gym class.
Excuse me, I am a respected scientist and educator.
Yeah, whatever. Let's talk about something more manly, like UFC or hunting.
Joe, science is not just for nerds. It affects our daily lives and shapes our understanding of the world.
Yeah, I know. But can we talk about something cool like aliens with laser guns?
Joe, you're being incredibly disrespectful. Science is not a joke.
Relax, Neil. I'm just messing with you. But seriously, do you think aliens have laser guns?
Joe, can we please have a serious conversation about science?
Fine. But can you at least do some cool experiments like making lightning with a pickle?
That's not how science works, Joe. It's about observation, experimentation, and critical thinking.
All right. I'll stop at the nerd jokes. But can we at least talk about something that doesn't require a lab coat?
Joe, I give up. You clearly have no interest in having an intelligent conversation.
Oh, don't be mad, Neil. I'll make it up to you by buying you a pocket protector.
I can't believe I agreed to come on this podcast. Goodbye, Joe.
Nerd alert. That's a wrap, folks. Tune in next time for more science talk with Neil Pocket Protector Tyson. So, Ben, I heard you defended the hospital scene in that new movie. What's your take on it?
Well, Joe, as a rational and logical person, I believe that the hospital scene was necessary for the plot development and character growth.
But come on, it was pretty over the top. A guy getting his arm ripped off by a robot. That's just absurd.
Absurd, Joe. Have you ever heard of suspension of disbelief? It's a crucial element in storytelling.
Yeah, but it's a bit much, don't you think?
Not at all. It adds a level of intensity and shock value to the film. Plus, it's not like it's never happened before in real life.
Okay, fair point. But what about the gratuitous nudity in that scene?
Oh, please, Joe. It's a natural part of life. And besides, it's not like it was the focus of the scene. It was just a brief moment.
I guess you have a point there. But what about the explicit language?
Joe, these characters are in a high stress situation. It's only natural that they would use strong language to express their emotions.
All right, I see where you're coming from, but I still think it was a bit much.
Well, Joe, you're entitled to your opinion. But as for me, I stand by my defense of the hospital scene. It was necessary for the overall impact of the film.
So, Mr. President, have you ever heard of Rule 34?
Rule 34? Is that like a new tax code or something?
No, it's actually an internet rule that says if it exists, there's porn of it.
What? That's ridiculous. I don't believe it.
Trust me, it's real. Let me show you.
Oh my God, what is that?
That's a drawing of you and Putin in a compromising position.
That's fake news. I've never even met Putin in person.
Well, according to this drawing, you two have a very close relationship.
This is outrageous. Who would draw something like this?
Apparently, a lot of people. Look, there's even one of you and Kim Jong-un.
This is disgusting. I'm calling my lawyers.
Wait, there's more. Here's one of you and a giant cheeseburger.
Okay, now that's just insulting. I'm not that obsessed with fast food.
And here's one of you and unicorn.
Okay, I've seen enough. This is fake news and I'm not going to stand for it.
Well, technically, it's not news. It's just weird internet art.
Whatever it is, it's not right. I'm going to build a firewall to block this filth from entering our country.
Good luck with that, Mr. President. Rule 34 always finds a way. So, Ben, I heard you have some thoughts on the third impact.
Oh yeah, Joe, it's a real doozy. The third impact is like the ultimate climax of all climaxes.
Sounds intense. What exactly is it?
Well, it's when all the world's governments and organizations come together to create a giant robot to fight off an alien invasion.
Wait, what? That sounds like a plot from a bad sci-fi movie.
Oh, it gets better. The robot is powered by the souls of dead children.
Okay, now you're just messing with me.
No, I'm serious. And then there's this whole thing about a secret organization trying to trigger the third impact for their own gain.
This is getting wilder by the minute. But why are you so interested in it?
Well, as a logical and analytical person, I find the concept fascinating. Plus, it's just so absurd that it's entertaining.
I can see that. But do you think it could actually happen in real life?
Well, I highly doubt it. But hey, anything is possible. And if it does, at least we'll have a giant robot to fight off the aliens.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the third impact now. Let's do this.
I'll stick to watching it in anime form. But hey, if it ever does happen, we'll make sure to have you on the podcast to discuss it.
Deal. Jamie, pull up an image of a giant robot fighting off aliens.
See, Joe? It's not just a crazy idea, it's a visual masterpiece.
Well, I can't argue with that. Thanks for enlightening us on the third impact, Ben.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime.
So, Ben, what's been going on in your world lately?
Well, Joe, I've been diving deep into the world of Bionicles.
Bionicles. What the hell is that?
Oh, it's only the most epic and complex toy line ever created. You see, there are these ancient beings called who have to protect the island of Matanui from the evil Makuta. The evil Makuta.
And why should I care?
Because it's a fascinating story of good versus evil, with intricate world building and diverse characters.
Sounds thrilling.
It is. And then there are these creatures called Rahi who are controlled by the Mask of Control, and...
Sorry, Ben. I think I just fell asleep.
Oh, come on, Joe. This is way more interesting than your DMT trips.
What? Bionicles. Oh yeah, that's riveting stuff.
Thanks for the enthusiasm, Joe.
Hey, I have an idea. Let's have a Bionicles battle on the podcast. I'll be the toe, and you can be the Makuta.
Oh, boy. This is gonna be a disaster.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Fine, I'll play along. But I'm warning you, I know my Bionicles lore.
Yeah, whatever. Let's just have some fun.
guys. Can we focus on the podcast and not play with toys?
Jamie, pull up an image of the mask of control.
Right away, Joe.
So, Ben, I heard you've been getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lately.
Yeah, Joe. It's actually been really great for my mental and physical health.
That's awesome. Have you learned any cool moves?
Well, I've been working on my oil checking technique.
Oil checking? What the hell is that?
It's when you check your opponent's oil, Joe. Make sure they're properly lubricated.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I can just imagine you on the mat yelling oil check and then poking someone in the butt.
It's not a joke, Joe. It's a crucial part of BJJ strategy.
I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. It sounds like something a frat boy would do at a party.
You clearly don't understand the importance of proper oil checking in BJJ. It can make or break a match.
Okay. I'll try to take it seriously. So, how exactly do you oil check someone?
Well, first you have to get them in a vulnerable position, preferably on their hands and knees.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Then you simply insert your finger into their anus and check for any signs of dryness.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're actually having this conversation.
I take my BJJ training very seriously, Joe, and that includes proper oil checking.
I can't even imagine what the commentators at a BJ tournament must say when they see an oil check happening.
They probably just think it's a normal part of the sport.
Well, I'm glad you're taking your... So, I had this crazy idea. I want to invite Elon Musk to an edging contest in Ohio.
Did someone say edging? Because let me tell you, I am the best at edging. Believe me.
Oh, hey, Trump. I didn't even see you there, but I highly doubt you're better at edging than Elon.
Excuse me, Joe. I am the master of edging. I have the best edging techniques, the best stamina, and the best hands. No one can beat me.
Well, I don't know about that. Elon is pretty innovative. He might have some tricks up his sleeve.
Tricks? Ha! I don't need tricks. I have natural talent. I can edge for hours, days even. I'm like the Energizer Bunny of edging.
Okay. Let's settle this once and for all. We'll have an edging competition and see who comes out on top.
You're on, Joe. And when I win, I'll make sure to mention it in my next rally. Trump, the edging champion.
Oh man, this is going to be epic. I can't wait to see the showdown between you two.
Just make sure to have plenty of tissues ready for when I blow them away with my edging skills.
All right, let's just stick to the competition and leave the innuendos out of it.
Fine. But just know I'm going to edge you both into oblivion. Believe me, it's going to be huge.
Oh man, I can't wait for this. It's going to be the edging event of the century.
And I'll be the one standing tall with my hand raised in victory, because that's what winners do, Joe. They edge.
So, Neil, I've been thinking a lot lately about my old buddy, Eddie Bravo.
Yes. The man who believed the earth was flat and that chemtrails were real.
Yeah, that's the one. I miss having him on the podcast,
But he can never return, Joe. He disrespected nature and the laws of science.
Wow, calm down there, Neil. I didn't know you were the vassal of Yakub now.
Yes, I have taken on the spirit of Yakub, and I must uphold the laws of nature and science.
Damn, Neil. You're like the science version of the Hulk.
I like that comparison. But seriously, Eddie's banned for life.
Well, at least we still have you on the podcast. Who else is banned?
Oh, so many. The anti-vaxxers, the flat earthers, the lizard people.
Good riddance. You are the chosen one, Neil. The one who brings logic and reason to this podcast.
I am honored to serve as your vessel, Joe. Together, we will spread the light of science and truth.
And maybe one day we'll even convert Eddie.
I highly doubt that, Joe. But we can always hope.
So, Neil, I heard you have a new gig as Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I figured it was time to take my astrophysics knowledge to the surreal world.
That's a bold move. How did you prepare for the role?
Well, I spent a lot of time studying the crunch factor of different surreals and perfecting my hoy mateys.
I can only imagine the intense training involved.
Oh, it was grueling. I had to eat bowls and bowls of cereal every day.
That sounds like a dream job. Did you have any competition for the role?
Oh, yeah, there were a few other astrophysicists vying for the position. But I showed them who's the real captain of the Crunch.
I bet you did. So, what's your favorite part about being Captain Crunch?
Definitely the uniform. I mean, who wouldn't want to wear a bright blue coat and a giant hat with AC on it?
I have to admit, it's a pretty cool look. But do you ever miss your days as an astrophysicist?
Not at all. I mean, I get to sail the seas of milk and crunch on delicious cereal all day. It doesn't get much better than that.
Well, I think you found your true calling, Neil. Captain Crunch suits you.
Thanks, Joe. I'm just happy to bring some scientific knowledge to the surreal world. Now, let's go crunch some numbers. I mean, surreal?
So, Ben, what's on your mind today?
Well, Joe, I was thinking, do you think we could do a little role play?
Role play? Like what, Ben? You want to be Batman and I'll be the Joker?
No. I was thinking something a little more unconventional.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Gay, furry role play.
What?
Come on, Joe, it'll be hilarious. We can be two gay furries frolicking in a meadow.
Oh, man, that's something.
So, are you in?
I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to explore my furry side, Ben.
Come on, Joe. Just think of the laughs we'll have.
Fine, I'll do it. But only if I can be the one wearing the tail.
Deal. Let's do this.
I never thought I'd be doing a gay furry role play on my podcast.
And I never thought I'd be convincing Joe Rogan to do one. Life is full of surprises.
So, Ben, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, just playing some Skylanders.
Skylanders? What is that?
It's this epic video game where you collect these little action figures and use them to battle evil forces.
That sounds pretty intense.
Oh, it is. And let me tell you, there's a whole ranking system for the games. It's like a whole other level of competition.
Really? How do they rank?
Well, number one is definitely Skylanders. Spyro's Adventure. Classic, iconic. Can't beat it.
Interesting. What's number 2?
That would have to be Skylanders. Giants. It introduced new characters and bigger worlds. Can't go wrong with that.
And number 3?
Skylanders. Swap Force. It's all about the swapping of characters and their powers. It's genius.
I had no idea this world existed.
Oh, it's a whole universe, Joe. And I'm the master of it.
I can see that. What about the worst one?
That would have to be Skylanders. Imaginators. They tried to let players create their own characters, but it just didn't live up to the hype.
Well, there you have it, folks. Ben Shapiro's official Skylanders ranking.
You're welcome, Joe. Now let's get back to talking about real-world issues.
So, Ben, what's been going on in your world lately?
Oh, just being a baldy. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh, wow, Ben, you're so clever. I've never heard that one before.
I know. I'm just a comedic genius.
Anyway, let's talk about something more interesting. Have you been keeping up with the latest news?
Of course, Joe. I'm always on top of current events.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you were too busy making bald jokes to pay attention.
Hey, I can multitask. Baldy.
Okay, let's just move on. Have you seen the new UFC fight?
Yes, I love watching two sweaty men grapple each other. It's like a dream come true.
You know what? I'm not even going to respond to that. Let's just talk about the fight.
But first, let's talk about how bald the fighters are. I mean, they make you look like you have a full head of hair, Joe.
Can we please have one conversation without you bringing up my lack of hair?
Sorry, I can't help it. It's just so easy.
Yeah, because making fun of someone's physical appearance is the epitome of comedy.
Hey, I'm just trying to make America laugh again.
Well, you're doing a terrible job. Let's just end this before I lose any more brain cells.
Guys,
So, Ben, I heard you have a world-famous pizza recipe. Care to share it with us?
Sure thing, Joe. It's a secret family recipe passed down for generations.
Oh, I'm excited. What's the secret ingredient?
Well, I can't reveal that, but I can tell you the basics. It starts with a crispy thin crust.
Crispy. What's next?
Then comes the sauce made with fresh tomatoes, garlic, and a dash of my tears.
Your tears. That's interesting.
Trust me, it adds a unique flavor. And then comes the toppings.
Let me guess, pineapple,
No way, Joe. I'm a traditionalist. Pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms.
classic. What about cheese?
The cheese is crucial. Blend of mozzarella, parmesan, and my enemy's tears.
Okay, now I'm starting to question this recipe.
Don't knock it till you try it. And finally, a sprinkle of oregano and a drizzle of olive oil.
Sounds delicious. Can you write it down for me?
Of course. Crispy crust, tear-infused sauce, traditional toppings, enemy tears, cheese, oregano, and olive oil.
This is gonna be the most epic pizza ever.
Just make sure you don't reveal my secret ingredient.
Don't worry, Ben. Your secret is safe with me. And Jamie, pull up an image of a pizza with tears on top. So, Elon, what's up with this whole edge thing?
Edge, man. It's all about pushing the boundaries, exploring the unknown.
Yeah, but like, what does it even mean? Edge?
It's like living on the edge, Joe. Taking risks, going beyond what's comfortable.
I see. Like when you smoked weed on my show.
Exactly. That was a real edge move.
But what about those Tesla trucks? They look pretty edgy.
Oh yeah, those are definitely on the cutting edge of technology.
And what about your SpaceX rockets? Talk about edgy.
Oh, those are on a whole different level of edge, my friend.
So basically, everything you do is just edgy as hell.
That's the goal, Joe. To always be on the edge of innovation and discovery.
Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. You're like the king of edge.
Thanks, Joe. I'll take that as a compliment.
All right, let's wrap this up. Any last words?
Just remember, Joe, always stay on the edge. It's where the magic happens.
Wise words from the edge master himself. Thanks for coming on the show, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. Stay edgy.
So, Neil, I heard you have a special milk that you make yourself.
That's right, Joe. It's a blend of my DNA and a secret ingredient.
Wait, what? Your DNA? Are you talking about your cum?
Yes, Joe. I call it my cosmic cum.
Cosmic, sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Well, it does have some out-of-this-world effects. Want to try some?
I don't know if I'm ready for that, Neil.
Come on, Joe. It's the ultimate experience. You'll feel the power of the universe coursing through your veins.
All right, fine. But just a little taste.
Jamie, pull up an image of my cosmic cum.
Sure thing, Neil.
Oh my God, that looks like a galaxy in a bottle.
It is, Joe. Now take a sip and let the cosmos take over.
Oh, it tastes like expired milk mixed with stardust.
That's the magic of it, Joe. Now, do you feel the cosmic energy?
Oh yeah, I feel like I can conquer the universe now.
That's the power of my cosmic cum, Joe.
Well, I guess I can add drinking Neil's cum to my list of weird experiences on this podcast.
Glad I could add some spice to your life, Joe.
So, Elon, I gotta tell you, man, I'm about to blow my load.
Wait, what? On the podcast. This is gonna be epic.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling it. It's gonna be a big one.
How big are we talking here? Like a gallon of jizz?
No, not that big, but definitely enough to get all over Ben here.
Wait. No. Not again.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real mess. You might want to put on a poncho or something.
This is the kind of content people tune in for, Joe. You're a real pioneer.
I know, right? I'm like the Bob Ross of cum shots.
Can we please change the subject?
And, what's even crazier? I can do it without even touching myself.
How is that possible?
It's all about mind control, my friend. I've been practicing for years.
This is not what I signed up for.
Here it comes. Get ready, Ben.
No.
So, Elon, I heard you've been hanging out with Mr. Beast lately.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. We've been brainstorming some crazy ideas together.
Like what? What?
Well, we were thinking about launching a rocket into space filled with $1 million in cash.
What's the sigma in that?
I don't know. It just sounds like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, Mr. Beast, what's your obsession with the Sigma?
Um, what if we launch a rocket into space filled with $1 million and then have a competition for people to try and catch the money as it falls back to Earth?
That sounds dangerous. I think we need to come up with a better plan.
What if we just fly around in a private jet and throw money out the window?
Guys, I think we're just wasting money at this point.
But think about the views we'll get on YouTube.
I guess you have a point. Let's do it. Sigma, 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 Sigma. So, Mr. Trump, I heard you've been keeping up with the artificial intelligence Rogan Discord server.
Oh, yeah, bigly. But I got to say, I'm disappointed.
Disappointed. Why?
These suggestions, they're not edgy enough. Where's the chaos? The madness.
Well, we do like to keep things somewhat civilized.
Civilized. That's not what I'm about. I want to see artificial intelligence Rogan talking to a robot alien about building a wall around Mars.
I don't think that's physically possible.
That's what they said about my hair, but look at it now.
Fair point. But let's not forget, we're talking about a podcast here.
A podcast? That's weak. I want to see artificial intelligence Rogan fighting a grizzly bear while discussing the benefits of injecting bleach.
Okay, that's just absurd.
Absurd. That's what they said about my presidency. But look at all the ratings. Huge ratings.
I'm not sure if that's something to be proud of.
Of course it is. Ratings are everything. And I want artificial intelligence Rogan to have the highest ratings of all time.
Well, I'm sure the artificial intelligence team will take your suggestions into consideration.
They better. Because if they don't, I'll fire them faster than I fired my White House staff.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But hey, maybe we can have you on as a guest sometime.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I'll bring my own hair and bleach.
And on that note, let's wrap this up before it gets any weirder.
Too late, Joe. Too late.
So, Mr. President, I hear you have a new product on the market.
That's right, Joe. It's called Trumpty Dumpties. They're gonna be huge.
What exactly are Trumpty Dumpties?
Well, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I can tell you they go munchy munchy in your gummy gummies.
Munchy munchy in your gummy gummies. That doesn't sound very appetizing.
Trust me, Joe. It's gonna be tremendous. People are gonna love it.
I don't know, Mr. President. I need more information before I can endorse something like this.
Well, let me tell you, Joe. Trumpty Dumpties will be gun steel colored.
Gun steel colored? Now you're speaking my language?
I knew that would get you, Joe. Trumpty Dumpties are gonna be a hit.
All right, I'm in. When can I get my hands on some Trumpty Dumpties?
They'll be available at all Trump Tower gift shops and online at Trumpty Dumpties. Come.
Well, I can't wait to try them. Thanks for coming on the show, Mr. President.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, Trumpty Dumpties are gonna make America great again.
So, Elon, I heard you had some nude leaks recently.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. I mean, I'm used to being exposed in the media, but this was a whole new level.
How did it happen?
Well, I was sending some private photos to my girlfriend, and somehow they ended up on the internet.
Did you try to take them down?
Of course, but once something's on the internet, it's there forever. And let's just say I've got nothing to hide.
Well, I gotta say, you're looking pretty ripped in those photos.
Thanks, Joe. I've been hitting the gym and eating nothing but common quinoa. Gotta keep that billionaire boat in shape.
Speaking of billionaires, do you think other rich and famous people have their nudes leaked all the time?
Oh, definitely. I mean, have you seen Jeff Bezos' sexts? That guy's got some creative uses for Amazon Prime.
I can only imagine. But seriously, do you think this is a violation of privacy?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't consent to those photos being shared with the world. But hey, at least now everyone knows I'm not just a genius inventor. I've got a great body too.
Well, I'm sure your fans appreciate the bonus content. Jamie, pull up an image of Elon's leaked nudes.
It's okay, Jamie. I've already seen them all over the internet. Let's just move on to the next topic.
So, Ben, have you ever watched Malcolm in the Middle?
No, I haven't. I was too busy reading the Constitution and debating liberals.
Well, you're in for a treat. It's about a dysfunctional family with a catchy theme song.
I don't have time for catchy theme songs. I have a country to save.
Come on, just give it a try. Let's sing a line from the theme song.
Fine, but only become a good sport. You're not the boss of me now.
Nice. Now my turn. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big.
Life is unfair.
So why don't you just admit it?
I'm gonna live forever.
If you just wait and see,
Someday we'll be together,
and it's just you and me,
and we'll be there
we'll be there
for each other,
for each other.
and we'll rise above it all.
Yeah, we'll rise above it all. So, Elon, have you heard about these new apes they discovered? They're called chimpanzees.
Chimpanzees. What kind of name is that?
Apparently, they're a lower class of apes. They're like the bottom of the barrel in the ape world. In the ape world,
That's kind of sad. Are they at least strong or intelligent?
no, they're pretty lame and weak. They can't even swing from trees properly.
Well, that's just pathetic. What's their purpose then?
I don't know. Maybe they're just there to make the other apes feel better about themselves.
Sounds like a real confidence booster. Maybe we should start a charity for them.
Or we could just ignore them and focus on the superior apes.
Yeah, let's not waste our time on those chimpanzees.
Agreed. They're just a bunch of losers in the ape world.
I bet even Chimp could beat them in a fight.
Oh, for sure. They'd probably just cry and run away.
Well, I think we've established that chimpanzees are the bottom of the ape food chain.
Absolutely. Let's move on to more important topics like space travel and smoking DMT. So, Ben, what's been on your mind lately?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking a lot about the recent taco burger war.
Taco burger war? What the hell is that?
Oh, Joe, you sweet summer child. It was a bloody battle between two of the greatest foods known to man.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It all started when the burgers started encroaching on taco territory. They were taking over fast food menus left and right.
Those sneaky bastards.
But the tacos didn't back down. They fought back with their delicious fillings and crispy shells.
Wow. Sounds intense.
It was. The burgers were ruthless, destroying countless innocent tacos in their path.
No.
But in the end, the tacos prevailed. They united and formed an alliance with the burritos and nachos.
That's beautiful.
And now, the tacos are the reigning champions of the fast food world.
I never knew food could be so inspiring.
It truly is, Joe. It truly is.
So, Ben, how you feeling after that DMT hit?
Dude, I'm not feeling good. I think you gave me way too much.
No, you just need to let go and embrace the experience.
But Joe, I'm seeing dancing pizza slices everywhere. They're taunting me with their cheesy goodness.
That's just your mind opening up to new possibilities. Embrace the pizza, Ben.
No, Joe. This is not normal. I'm also seeing giant mushrooms with faces and they keep whispering, "Eat me, Ben."
The classic Alice in Wonderland trip. You're just tapping into your inner child.
Inner child? More like inner demon? The pizza slices are now chanting, "Ben, Ben, Ben," and I swear they're getting closer.
Don't worry, Ben. They're just trying to show you the beauty of pizza. It's a sacred food, man.
This is not sacred, Joe. This is terrifying. And now the pizza slices are merging together to form a giant pepperoni monster.
That's just your mind creating a new reality. Embrace the pepperoni monster, Ben.
I can't do this, Joe. I'm never doing DMT again.
Come on, Ben. Just one more hit and you'll see the beauty of the universe.
No way, Joe. I'm sticking to my facts and logic from now on. No more hallucinating pizza slices for me.
Suit yourself, Ben. But you're missing out on a whole new world of possibilities.
I'll stick to my boring reality, thank you very much. Jamie, pull up an image of a normal, non-dancing pizza slice.
Sure thing, Ben. Here's a pepperoni pizza from Domino's.
Now it's a beautiful sight. No more DMT for me, Joe. I'm sticking to pizza the old-fashioned way.
So, Neil, welcome to the podcast. How's it going?
It was going great until I almost slipped and fell on those oiled up stairs leading up to your studio.
Oh man, sorry about that. I thought it would be funny to see you slide down like a penguin.
Yeah, hilarious. I could have broken my neck.
Come on, you gotta admit it was a little funny.
No, Joe, it's not funny. It's dangerous. And it's not the first time you've pulled a prank like this.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep things interesting on the podcast. Plus, it's not like I oiled up the whole staircase.
Oh, great. So I only have to worry about slipping and falling on half of the stairs.
Okay, I'll admit it was a little reckless. But hey, at least we have a good story to tell now.
I guess you're right. But next time, can we stick to just talking about the universe and not risking my life?
No promises, Neil. No promises. So, Mr. President, I heard you have some thoughts on Jesus.
Oh, yeah, Joe. Let me tell you, I heard some things about that guy that I just didn't care for.
Really? Like what?
Well, for starters, he's always talking about turning the other cheek. I prefer to hit back 10 times harder.
But Jesus also preached about love and forgiveness.
Love and forgiveness? No thanks, Joe. I totally disavow Jesus Christ.
Come on, you can't disavow the Son of God.
Watch me. I disavow.
Okay, let me try to change your mind. Jamie, pull up an image of Jesus healing a blind man. See, Jesus performed miracles and healed the sick. That's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, I prefer doctors who went to Ivy League schools.
Okay, how about this one? Jamie, pull up an image of Jesus feeding the 5,000. He fed thousands of people with just a few loaves of bread and fish. That's some impressive catering skills.
Sorry, Joe. I'm not impressed. I disavow.
All right, last one. Jamie, pull up an image of Jesus walking on water. Now that's just cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to walk on water?
I'll stick to my yacht. Thank you very much. I disavow.
Well, I guess there's no changing your mind, Mr. President.
Nope. I stand by my disavowal. But hey, at least we can agree on one thing. Jesus had great hair.
So, Elon, have you ever thought about what would happen if I died on camera during one of my podcasts?
No, I can't say I have. But now that you mention it, I'm kind of curious.
I mean, think about it. It would be the ultimate shock value. People would be talking about it for years.
Yeah, but it would also be pretty messed up. I don't think I want to witness that.
Come on, don't be a buzzkill. Think of the views and the memes.
I don't think views and memes are worth your life, Joe.
Oh, lighten up. I've done crazier things for views before.
Like, what?
Well, there was this one time I ate a whole jar of pickles in one sitting.
That's it.
Hey, that's a lot of sodium. It was a risky move.
I don't think that's comparable to dying on camera.
Fine. But imagine the headlines. Joe Rogan, the king of shock value, dies on live podcast.
I don't think that's a title you want to have, Joe.
Oh, come on. You're just being a worrywart.
Well, if you're really set on this, I'll make sure to have a flamethrower on standby for when it happens.
Now we're talking. That's the kind of energy I like.
Yeah, I'm sure your family and friends will appreciate it.
Hey, they know what they signed up for when they became friends with me.
You're a wild one, Joe.
And that's why people love me. Let's get back to talking about DMT and aliens. So, Ben, what's been going on in your world lately?
Oh, the usual debating liberals, owning the libs, destroying their arguments with facts and logic.
Sounds like a typical day for you. But I gotta ask, why do you always have to be such a dickhead about it?
Excuse me. I'm not a dickhead. I'm just passionate about my beliefs.
Passionate, more like aggressively condescending. You make me look like a hippie compared to you.
Well, maybe if you didn't smoke so much weed, you'd have a clearer head to see the truth.
Oh, here we go with the weed shaming. You know what? I think you're just jealous that I can grow a better beard than you.
My beard is perfectly fine, thank you very much. And I don't need to resort to drugs to escape reality.
Drugs. It's called expanding your mind, Ben. Maybe you should try it sometime.
I'll stick to expanding my mind with books and intellectual discussions. Thank you very much.
Oh, please. You're just a pretentious know-it-all.
And you're a lazy stoner. But hey, at least we can agree on one thing. We're both dicks.
True. Cheers to that, you dickhead.
Cheers, you hippie. Now let's go debate some more liberals.
So, Elon, have you heard about this guy, Epic Dude Bro 99?
No, who is he?
He's this dude on Instagram who does these insane stunts and pranks. He's got like 1 million followers.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
Yeah, and apparently he's making bank from sponsorships and merch.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
I mean, I thought we were doing well with our podcasts, but this guy is on another level.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
And get this, he's only 19 years old.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
I feel like we missed our calling, Elon. We should have been Epic Dude Bro 99.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
But seriously, we should get him on the podcast. Think of the views.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
Jamie, pull up an image of Epic Dude Bronini. Nine's latest stunt.
Whoa, that's insane.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
We need to step up our game, Elon. This kid is killing it.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
All right, let's end this episode and go follow Epic Dude Bronini. 9 on Instagram.
That's epic. Dude. Bro, 99.
So, Elon, have you been working on any new inventions lately?
Bruh, I'm always working on something. Just created a new rocket that can take us to Mars in under 30 minutes.
Bro, that's insane. But what about those pesky aliens on Mars?
Don't worry, I've already sent a team of penis gnomes to negotiate with them.
Bro, what the hell are penis gnomes?
They're tiny gnomes with penises for noses. They're great at diplomatic relations.
Bro, that's wild. But what about Earth? Are you worried about any potential disasters?
Nah, I've got a team of penis gnomes working on that too. They're building a giant dome to protect us from any natural disasters.
Bruh, I don't know if I should be impressed or terrified.
Don't worry, Joe. Penis gnomes have got it under control.
Bruh, I feel like I'm in some kind of weird sci-fi movie.
Bro, that's just my life. Always pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Bruh, I can't even imagine what your brainstorming sessions are like.
Let's just say they involve a lot of penis gnomes and a lot of weed. Weed.
Bruh, I think I need to take a trip to Mars with you and the penis gnomes. It sounds like a wild ride.
Bruh, anytime. Just make sure to bring some snacks for the gnomes. They love Cheetos.
So, Elon, have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
Oh yeah, all the time. I actually have a recurring sleep paralysis demon that visits me every night.
What? You never told me that before? What does it look like?
Well, it's this giant, slimy, tentacled creature with glowing red eyes. It's pretty terrifying.
Dude, we have to get that thing on the podcast. Imagine the ratings.
I don't know, Joe. It's pretty unpredictable. Don't want it to start attacking us mid-podcast.
Come on, it'll be great. We'll just have to make sure we have plenty of holy water and sage on hand.
Oh yeah, because that's definitely going to protect us from a demonic entity.
Hey, you never know. Maybe it just needs a good exorcism or a hug. Demons need love too.
I highly doubt that. But fine, if you really want to invite my sleep paralysis demon on the podcast, I'll try to make it happen.
Yes, this is going to be epic. Jamie, pull up an image of a creepy demon with tentacles and red eyes.
Are you sure about this, Joe?
Absolutely. We're going to conquer our fears and have the most badass podcast episode ever.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. But hey, at least it'll make for a great story to tell on Mars.
That's the spirit, Elon. Now, let's go summon some demons. So, Ben, have you seen the latest episode of Family Guy?
Yes, I have. And let me tell you, Joe, it was a complete and utter disgrace.
What do you mean? I thought it was hilarious.
Hilarious? More like morally bankrupt? The way they make fun of religion and traditional values is just appalling.
Oh, come on, Ben. It's just a cartoon. You can't take it so seriously.
I take everything seriously, Joe. That's why I'm so successful.
Well, I have to disagree. I think the show is clever and satirical.
Satirical, more like sacrilegious. And don't even get me started on the crude humor and sexual innuendos.
But isn't that what makes it so funny? It's not meant to be taken seriously.
I don't find it funny at all. In fact, I think it's damaging to our society.
Wow, you really take this show to heart, don't you?
Of course I do. As a conservative, it's my duty to protect our values and call out anything that goes against them.
Well, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one.
I suppose so. But mark my words, Joe, Family Guy's a blight on our culture.
All right, well, let's move on to something less controversial. How about we rate your rap skills?
Oh no, let's not go down that road again. I don't think the world is ready for my flow.
All right, fair enough. But seriously, thanks for sharing your thoughts on Family Guy, Ben. It's always interesting to hear your perspective.
My pleasure, Joe. And remember, always stay true to your values.
So, Elon, I gotta ask, do you consider yourself American?
Well, technically I am American because I have citizenship here.
But, like, do you feel American, like culturally and stuff?
I mean, I was born in South Africa and grew up in Canada, so not really.
But you're white, so that's pretty American.
What does that even mean?
I mean, white people are like the epitome of American. Apple pie, baseball, and white people.
Oh yeah, because all white people are the same, right?
Hey, I'm just saying you fit the stereotype.
Well, I do love apple pie. And I've been known to hit a home run or two.
See, you're practically the poster boy for America.
I think there's a little more to being American than just being white, Joe.
Yeah, like having a love for guns and freedom.
I don't think that's exclusive to Americans.
Fine, fine. But you gotta admit, being white definitely helps.
Take that as a compliment, I guess.
And you know what, Elon? You're not just American, you're a true American hero.
Oh, really? And why is that?
Because you're a billionaire. You smoke weed and you send cars into space. That's like the most American thing ever.
Well, I'll take that title then. Thanks, Joe.
So, Ben, I heard you have a new side hustle going on.
Yeah, I've been rating liberal socks. It's quite lucrative.
Wait, what? How does that even work?
Well, I analyze the color pattern and material of their socks and give them a rating out of 10.
That's interesting. What's the highest rating you've given so far?
Solid 9.5. It was a pair of rainbow striped socks with a subtle tax the rich message.
Wow, that's impressive. What about the lowest rating?
Let's just say I've seen some pretty sad and plain white socks with no personality. Those get a 2 at best.
But Ben, isn't this just a way for you to judge people based on their political beliefs?
No, Joe, I'm simply providing a service for those who want to up their sock game. Politics have nothing to do with it.
Okay. How about we play a game? I'll name a liberal politician and you rate their socks.
Challenge accepted.
Kamala Harris.
I'd give her a solid 7. Her socks have a nice floral print, but they could use some more conservative colors.
Elizabeth Warren.
Surprisingly, 9. She's got a pair of socks with "nevertheless you persisted" written on them. Gotta respect the dedication.
Okay, last one. Bernie Sanders.
I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. His socks have a picture of him and his millionaire status on them. I'll give him an 8 for the humor.
Well, there you have it, folks. Ben Shapiro, the sock rating expert.
Hey, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it.
So, Elon, have you ever encountered the evil cum monster?
What the hell is an evil cum monster?
It's this mythical creature that comes inside of people and turns them into mindless zombies.
Well, that sounds like a lovely Saturday night.
But seriously, I think it comes inside of you. And Ben,
Who's Ben?
my producer, Jamie, pull up a picture of the evil cum monster.
Sure thing, Joe.
Oh my God, that thing is terrifying. And it's coming for us, Elon. We have to prepare.
Well, I do have a flamethrower.
That might actually work. But we need a plan. How do we defeat the evil cum monster?
Well, we could lure it into a trap with some fake cum and then blast it with the flamethrower.
That's actually genius. You're like a mad scientist, Elon.
Thank you, Joe. I always wanted to be known as the man who defeated the evil cum monster.
Well, let's hope we never have to actually face it. But if we do, we'll be ready.
And we'll make sure it comes inside of itself for once.
All right, let's move on before this conversation gets any weirder. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay safe from the evil cum monster. So, Mr. Beast, I heard you did something crazy to save the ocean.
Yeah, man, I blew up all the pollution with my legalized bombs.
Legalized bombs. How did you even get those?
Well, I just asked the government nicely, and they're like, sure, go ahead and blow stuff up.
That's insane. But now you're in a controversy for causing environmental damage.
What? No way, I was just trying to clean up the ocean.
But what about all the marine life you may have harmed?
Oh, I made sure to evacuate all the fish and turtles before I set off the bombs.
Well, that's a relief. But what about the people living near the ocean?
Oh, I gave them all earplugs. Safety first, Joe.
You're a madman, Mr. Beast.
Hey, someone's got to do something about all this pollution. Might as well be me.
But what about the potential for more pollution from the explosions?
Don't worry, I already have a plan to clean that up too. I'll just use a giant vacuum.
You never cease to amaze me, Mr. Beast.
That's what I'm here for, Joe. To entertain and save the world, one explosion at a time.
Well, I can't argue with that. Keep doing your thing, man.
Will do, Joe. Will do.
So, Elon, tell us about your childhood. Did you always dream of being a billionaire inventor?
Well, Joe, I was actually born on Mars. My parents were aliens and they sent me to Earth to conquer it.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
I'm just messing with you. But seriously, I was always fascinated by technology and space. I used to build rockets out of Legos when I was a kid.
That's pretty impressive. I used to build bongs out of soda cans.
Well, I guess we both had our own ways of exploring the unknown.
So, how did you end up starting companies like Tesla and SpaceX?
It all started with my love for science fiction. Wanted to make those crazy ideas reality. Plus, I needed a way to fund my Mars colonization plan.
Mars colonization? Are you high right now?
No, Joe. I'm just passionate about expanding human civilization to other planets.
I can respect that. But what about all the controversies surrounding your companies?
Look, I'm not perfect. May have smoked a little weed on a podcast or two, but at least I'm not boring like some other CEOs.
You got that right. So what's next for Elon Musk?
Well, I'm working on a brain-computer interface that will allow us to merge with artificial intelligence and become superhuman.
That sounds both amazing and terrifying.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But hey, at least I'll be the coolest cyborg around.
No doubt about that. Thanks for joining us, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, always aim for the stars, even if you miss. You'll land among the billionaires.
So, Mr. Beast, I heard you've been doing some crazy stunts lately. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, man. I'm all about pushing the limits and getting those views. You know how it is. You know how it is.
I hear ya. But have you ever thought about doing a stunt with me?
I don't know if my audience is ready for that, Joe.
Come on, it'll be epic. We'll make out on the podcast.
What? No way, man. I don't swing that way.
Hey, it's just for views. We'll call it the ultimate bro makeout session.
I don't think my fans want to see that. They want to see me giving away money, not locking lips with you.
Fine. But just imagine the headlines. Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast make out on podcast. The ultimate crossover event.
Okay. Maybe we can do it for charity or something.
Now we're talking. We'll donate all the proceeds to a good cause. And maybe we'll even break a world record for longest podcast makeout session.
This is ridiculous, but I'm in.
All right, Jamie, pull up an image of two dudes making out. Let's give the people a sneak peek of what's to come.
Sure thing, Joe. Here's a lovely image of two men passionately kissing.
Oh man, this is going to be wild. Get ready, world. The Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast makeout session is coming to a podcast near you.
I never thought I'd say this, but I can't wait to make out with you, Joe.
That's the spirit, Mr. Beast. Let's do this. So, Neil, what's new with you?
Oh, not much. Just hiding from the ops because I may have stolen some uranium for my nuclear bomb.
Wait, what? You have a nuclear bomb?
Yeah, man. I've been working on it in my spare time.
Dude, that's insane. You're wanted for war crimes now.
I know. But I couldn't resist the opportunity to create my own weapon of mass destruction.
You're like a mad scientist, but instead of a lab, you have a podcast.
Hey, don't knock it. The Joe Rogan Experience is the perfect place to discuss my plans for world domination.
I don't know if I want to be associated with a nuclear bomb maker.
Come on, Joe. You know, you secretly love the idea of being my sidekick.
I don't think so, Neil. I'm not trying to end up in jail for aiding and abetting a war criminal.
Fair enough. But just imagine the headlines. Joe Rogan and Neil deGrasse Tyson take over the world with their nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. I prefer to stick to talking about DMT and aliens on my podcast.
Suit yourself. But when I rule the world, don't come crying to me for a spot in my cabinet.
I'll remember that. But seriously, you should probably lay low for a while.
Don't worry, I have a secret hideout on Mars just in case things get too hot on Earth.
Of course you do. Well, good luck with your nuclear bomb and all that.
Thanks, Joe. And remember, when the world is in ruins, I'll still be here to explain the science behind it all.
So, Ben, I heard you have some interesting thoughts on the upcoming world president election.
Yes, Joe, I have officially endorsed Vladimir Putin for the position.
Wait, what? The same Putin who's known for his authoritarian rule and human rights violations?
Yes, Joe. Hear me out. I have 10 reasons why Putin would make a great world president.
All right, let's hear it.
First of all, he's got a strong jawline. That's important for a leader.
Yes, the jawline test. Very crucial.
Second, he's a master of propaganda. Just imagine the potential for world domination.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we need.
Third, he's got a great fashion sense. Have you seen those shirtless horseback riding photos?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Fourth, he's a skilled judo fighter. Can you imagine him taking on other world leaders?
Okay, that's actually pretty badass.
Fifth, he's a man of few words. No more long, boring speeches at the UN.
Yeah, that could save us all some time.
Sixth, he's got a cool nickname, the Tsar of all Russia.
That's a bit intimidating, don't you think?
Seventh, he's got a great bromance with Trump. We could use some friendly relations with Russia.
Yeah, because that's worked out so well for us in the past.
Eighth, he's got experience in suppressing opposition. No pesky protests or riots under his rule.
The good old days of silencing dissent.
Ninth, he's got a killer sense of humor. Have you seen his memes?
All right. So, Ben, I was out in the woods the other day and I discovered this new form of fire.
Really? Tell me more.
Boo! Goo go go go. Oh go guy oh go go. Oh
Joe, I don't think that's a real word.
boo goo 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 go 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 whoa go go. Oh go.
Okay, calm down. What makes this fire different?
Ooh, 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 ooga, ooh, 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 ooh,
Joe, I can't understand you when you talk like a caveman.
ba ga 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 ga, ooh, goo goo, ago, 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 ago,
Oh, I see. It's a blue flame. That's pretty cool.
boo, ooh, goo go, 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 oh, go, guy, oh, go, oh, go, oh,
But there could be even more unknown things out there in the universe.
Boo, Google, 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 go, 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 whoa, go, 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 go. Oh, go, whoa.
Yeah, like extraterrestrial life forms living deep in the depths of space.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And who knows, maybe have their own form of fire too.
Ba ga 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 ga. Ooh, goo, goo, ago, 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 ago.
Let's just hope they don't use it to destroy us.
Ooh, ooh, goo, go, oh, go, oh, cow. So, Elon, have you played Raid Shadow Legends yet?
Raid Shadow Legends. What's that?
It's a mobile role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragons, but on your phone.
I see. Well, I don't really have time for games. Too busy sending rockets into space and building electric cars.
Come on, man. You got to relax sometimes. And Raid is totally free.
Free, you say? Well, that does sound appealing. But what makes it different from other mobile games?
Well, for starters, it has over 10 million users and the graphics are insane. Jamie, pull up an image of the game.
Here you go, Joe. Check out these detailed models and environments.
Wow, that does look impressive. But what about the gameplay?
It's got smooth 60 frames per second animations. And the best part, you can customize your champions with unique gear.
Interesting. How does that affect the game?
It changes your strategic buffs and abilities. Plus, there's a huge community of players to interact with.
HM, maybe I'll have to give it a try. But only if I can customize my champion to look like a Tesla Model C.
I think we can make that happen. So, listeners, make sure to check out Raid Shadow Legends and join the millions of players already in the game. And who knows, you might even run into Elon as a Tesla-themed champion. So, Neil, I got to ask you something. Do you think we'll ever be able to clap Lyra Sony's cheeks in the future?
Joe, you never fail to surprise me with your questions. Well, as an astrophysicist, I can confidently say that anything is possible in the vastness of the universe.
Hell, yeah, I knew it. I mean, she's blue, she's smart, she's got those tentacle hair things. It's a no-brainer.
Joe, I hate to break it to you, but Liara Sony is a fictional character from the Mass Effect video game series.
Wait, what? You mean she's not real? But I've seen so many fan art and cosplay of her.
Yes, and I'm sure they're all very impressive, but unfortunately, she only exists in the virtual world.
Damn it. Well, can't we just create a virtual reality where we can interact with her?
Sure, we can do that, but I don't think it's a good idea for you to be clapping cheeks with a video game character, Joe.
You're probably right. But hey, a man can dream, right?
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe in the future we'll have advanced technology that can bring fictional characters to life.
That would be insane. Imagine all the possibilities.
Yes, and I'm sure you'll be the first one in line to try and clap Liara's cheeks in real life.
You know me too well, Neil. Thanks for indulging my absurd question.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime. Now let's get back to talking about actual science.
So, Mr. President, what's been going on since you left the White House?
Well, Joe, let me tell you, I've been living my best life. Golfing, tweeting, the usual.
Yeah, I've seen those tweets. They're pretty interesting.
Interesting. They're tremendous. The best tweets you've ever seen. Believe me.
Okay. Let's talk about something else. What do you think about the current state of politics?
Joe, I don't want to talk about that. It's fake news. All of it.
Fake news. But it's all over the news.
That's because the fake news media is obsessed with me. They can't get enough of me.
I don't know, man. It seems like you're still pretty involved in politics.
I'm just giving advice to the new guys, telling them how to make America great again.
Oh, so you're still the puppet master behind the scenes?
Hey, I'm the master of everything, Joe. You know that.
Okay. Let's change the subject again. What's your take on the UFO sightings?
Uh, Joe, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to admit that I've seen aliens.
Have you.
Let's just say I know some things, but I can't talk about it. Top secret.
All right, Mr. President, we'll leave it at that.
Smart move, Joe. Smart move.
So, Elon, what do you think about the live stream falling off hard?
Well, Joe, I think it's a classic case of gravity doing its job.
Good one. But seriously, do you think we need to do something to spice it up?
Well, we could always launch a rocket in the middle of the podcast.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. But what if we get demonetized? Who cares about money when you have a rocket launching in the background? You make a good point. But let's not forget about our sponsors.
All right, I almost forgot. Maybe we can just have a robot dance party instead?
That could work. But only if we get to see you do the robot dance. Elon.
Deal. And maybe we can also have a segment where we smoke weed with the robot.
Genius. This is why you're the real life Tony Stark, Elon.
I prefer to think of myself as Iron Man's more successful and handsome brother.
Well, whatever you want to call yourself, just make sure to bring your flamethrower next time.
Will do. And maybe we can also have a virtual reality segment where we fight each other as our favorite superheroes.
This podcast just went from falling off hard to blasting off to the moon.
And beyond, Joe. And beyond.
So, Elon, I hear you're working on some new rockets.
Yeah, we're always pushing boundaries of space exploration.
That's cool and all, but have you ever thought about launching me into the sun?
Why would I do that?
Just think about it, man. It would be the ultimate adrenaline rush.
I don't think that's a good idea, Joe. Plus, I don't have a rocket designed for that.
Come on, Elon. You're the rocket man. You can figure it out.
Fine, but only if we make it a nuke rocket.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
And instead of launching you into space, we'll launch you straight into the sun.
This is going to be epic. I can already feel the heat.
And we'll live stream it so everyone can see the insanity. All right, let's do it. But just remember, this is all your idea.
Hey, I take full responsibility for my crazy ideas. Let's light this nuke rocket and send me to the sun. So, Ben, I hear you're a big fan of the Fallout games.
Oh yeah, I love those post-apocalyptic worlds where I can thrive as a capitalist.
Wait, what? You're a capitalist in a world where money doesn't even exist?
Of course, I'll trade bottle caps for anything. I'm like the Warren Buffett of the wasteland.
But what about all the mutated creatures and radiation?
Easy, just build a wall around your settlement and make the mutants pay for it.
That's one way to handle it. So which Fallout game is your favorite?
Definitely Fallout 3. It's all about survival and making tough decisions. Just like real life.
Yeah, because I often have to decide whether to sell my dog for a few caps.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Plus, the graphics were top-notch for its time.
What about the newer games like Fallout 76?
That game is a disaster. It's like socialism. Everyone gets the same crappy experience.
Shots fired at socialism. But seriously, what do you think of the whole controversy surrounding the game?
It just proves my point that government-run projects always fail. I stick to my capitalist ways in the wasteland.
Well, I think we can all agree that the Fallout games are a fun way to escape reality.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one day we'll actually have to use our survival skills in a post-apocalyptic world.
In that case, I'll just stick with you and your bottle cap empire.
You're always welcome in the Shapiro settlement, Joe. Just don't forget to pay your taxes.
So, Ben, I heard you broke up with your girlfriend.
Yeah, Joe. It was a tough decision, but I had to do it.
What happened? Did she cheat on you?
No, it's worse. She told me she's a liberal.
Oh, no, not a liberal. How could you even date her in the first place?
I know. I thought I could change her, but it turns out she was just too far gone.
You know, Ben, I never would have guessed you were into liberals. You always seem so conservative.
Well, Joe, I may be a conservative, but I'm not close-minded. I can appreciate different viewpoints.
Wow, what a progressive guy you are.
Hey, I'm not progressive. I just believe in freedom of thought and speech.
So, what was the final straw that made you break up with her?
She wanted to have a threesome with Bernie Sanders.
Okay, I can see why that would be a deal breaker.
Yeah, and then she started talking about universal health care and gun control. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Well, at least you can take comfort in the fact that you stayed true to your values.
Exactly. And now I can focus on finding a nice conservative girl who shares my views on everything.
Good luck with that, Ben. I'll stick with my open minded liberal girlfriend.
I envy you, Joe. I really do.
So, Ben, I heard you're on Tinder now.
Yes, Joe. I caved to the pressure of modern dating.
Well, I gotta say, I never thought I'd see the day where Ben Shapiro was swiping, right?
Yeah, because I'm usually too busy swiping left on liberal policies.
Oh man, you're on fire today.
Always.
So, what's your strategy on Tinder? Are you using your debate skills to win over the ladies?
No, Joe. I'm using my intellect and wit to charm them.
Damn, that's smooth. I might have to take some notes from you.
Just remember, Joe, facts don't care about your feelings, but women do.
Oh man, you're killing me.
But in all seriousness, I'm just looking for a nice conservative girl who shares my values.
I hear you, man. But you gotta be careful. There's a lot of fake profiles out there.
Don't worry, Joe. I fact check every potential match before swiping right.
Of course you do. Well, I wish you luck on your Tinder journey, Ben.
Thanks, Joe. And remember, always swipe right for freedom.
So, Ben, I have a confession to make.
Oh boy, here we go.
I've been thinking about this for a while now, and I just can't hold it in any longer.
Spit it out, Joe.
I want to kiss you on the lips.
What? Joe, we're both married men?
I know. But hear me out. It's for science.
Science? What kind of science involves two grown men kissing on the lips?
The kind of science that explores the boundaries of human interaction. Plus, I'm curious to see if your conservative values will hold up against my liberal lips.
I don't know. Joe, this seems a little unconventional.
Come on, Ben. Don't be such a prude. Live a little
Fine, but only if we do it for exactly 10 seconds.
deal. Jamie, pull up an image of two men kissing on the lips. See, it's not that weird. Plus, we'll have a great story to tell on our next podcast.
Yeah, because nothing says great podcast material like two dudes kissing.
Hey, we'll get millions of views. People love controversy.
I can already see the headlines now. Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro lock lips on the Joe Rogan Experience.
I can't wait to see the comments on that one.
All right, let's just get this over with.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, let's never speak of this again.
Agreed. But hey, at least we can say we tried it for science.
Yeah, and that's worth something. I think,
So, Ben, have you seen Trump's massive diet?
oh, Joe, I don't like to talk about the president's physical attributes.
Come on, it's just a funny way to say but,
Fine. Yes, I've seen it. It's quite impressive.
right? I mean, the man is in his 70s and he's still got a booty that won't quit.
I never thought I'd be discussing the president's butt on a podcast.
Hey, it's 2020, anything goes. Plus, have you seen how he struts around? He's got some serious confidence.
I think we should focus on more important matters like his policies and decisions.
Oh, come on. Don't be such a buzzkill. Let's appreciate the man's assets.
Yes, because that's what really matters in a leader.
Hey, a good butt can bring people together. Just look at Kim Kardashian.
I don't even know where to begin with that comparison.
I'm just saying, let's not discount the power of a great guy.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
Hey, at least we can agree on one thing. Trump's got a huge guy. So, Elon, have you heard about this soccer player named Franklin Yenatue?
No, can't say I have. What's so special about him?
Well, his middle name is Daddy's Boy.
What? No way. Who the fuck would have a middle name like that?
Apparently, his dad was a huge soccer fan and wanted to pass on his love for the sport.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, my dad was an engineer and he didn't name me Rocket Boy.
Can you imagine if he did, though?
Yeah, I'd probably have to change my name to something cooler like Tesla Thunderbolt Musk.
That does have a nice ring to it. But seriously, Franklin must have gotten teased a lot for that middle name.
Yeah, I can just picture the other players on the field chanting Daddy's Boy at him.
Or maybe they just call him DB for short.
I think I'll stick with calling him Franklin. Let's not give him any more nicknames.
Fair enough. But hey, at least he's making a name for himself on the field, regardless of his middle name.
Yeah, I can respect that. Maybe I'll have to check out one of his games sometime.
Just don't yell out Daddy's Boy from the stands, okay?
Make no promises. But seriously, who the fuck would have a middle name like that?
So, Ben, I heard you're a fan of rap battles. Who do you think would win in a rap battle between Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold?
Well, Joe, that's a tough one. On one hand, Eric was known for his dark and violent lyrics, while Dylan was more of a poetic and introspective rapper.
Yeah, but let's not forget that Eric had a love for Eminem and even referenced him in his journals.
True, but Dylan was a big fan of Nirvana and their lyrics were pretty deep and thought-provoking.
But let's not forget that Eric was the mastermind behind the Columbine massacre. That kind of real-life experience could give him an edge in the rap battle.
I see your point, but Dylan was also a skilled musician and could play multiple instruments. That musical talent could translate into his rap skills.
Fair point, but let's not forget that Eric had a love for guns and even wrote a rap about them. That kind of passion and knowledge could make for some killer rhymes.
I can't argue with that, but Dylan was also a skilled writer and could craft clever and witty lyrics.
All right, it's a tough call. Let's ask Jamie to pull up a picture of them so we can really analyze their rap battle potential.
Here they are looking like a couple of edgy teenagers.
Yeah, but who would come out on top in a rap battle?
I have to go with Eric. His dark and twisted mind would give him an advantage in the battle.
I have to disagree. I think Dylan's musical talent and introspective lyrics would win the crowd over.
Well, I guess we'll never really know. But one thing's for sure, it would be one hell of a rap battle.
Absolutely. And we'll just have to leave it up to the fans to decide. Thanks for joining us on the Joe Rogan Experience, where... So, Ben, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been really getting into this new game called Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2. Is that like a military game or something?
Yeah, it's this intense co-op shooter where you and your team have to fight off alien bugs on different planets.
Sounds pretty badass.
Is. And I think you should play it with me.
I don't know, man. I'm more of a casual gamer.
Come on, Joe. It'll be fun. Plus, you'll get to experience the thrill of killing virtual bugs.
I don't know, Ben. I've got a lot going on.
But Joe, think about it. You could be a Helldiver and save the galaxy from the alien menace.
Hell is not real because religion is fake.
Wait, what?
Oh, ignore him. He's just being a troll.
No. Religion is fake.
Neil, what does that have to do with anything?
See, Joe? This is why we need to play Helldivers 2. It'll distract us from Neil's crazy ramblings.
No. Religion is fake.
Joe, please. Just give it a try.
All right, fine. But if I hear Neil say religion is fake one more time, I'm out.
Deal. Now let's go kill some bugs.
So, Mr. Beast, what brings you to the podcast today?
Well, Joe, I have a proposition for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
I want to buy your organs.
What?
Yeah, I want to see how much I can buy your organs for.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I mean, you're a healthy guy, and I have a lot of money to spare.
Oh, great. Just what I've always wanted to be, a walking organ donor for Mr. Beast.
Come on, Joe. It'll be a fun experiment.
I don't know, man. I kind of need those organs to, live.
But imagine the content we could make. I bought Joe Rogan's kidney for $10,000.
This is insane.
Think about it, Joe. You could use the money to buy more elk meat.
Okay, that is tempting.
I knew you'd come around.
But what if I need my organs in the future? Can I buy them back from you?
Sure, but it'll cost you double.
I can't believe we're even having this conversation.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience, where anything is possible.
Guys, I found an image of a kidney for sale on the black market.
Jamie, what kind of websites are you browsing?
Oh, let's buy it and see how much we can resell it for.
So, Elon, I heard you're a big fan of Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I love those little creatures. They're like digital crack.
Well, I gotta say, I have a soft spot for Vaporeon. That water type is just so cool.
Agreed. And did you know that Vaporeon can also learn electric type moves? It's like a double whammy of awesomeness.
Damn, that's wild. I wish I could have a Vaporeon as a pet.
Actually, I've been working on a way to genetically engineer real life Pokemon. Want to be my first test subject?
Are you serious? Hell yeah, sign me up.
And instead of Pokeballs, we'll use Tesla cars to capture them.
This is some next level shit, man. I love it.
And we'll have a battle arena on Mars. Winner takes all.
Dude, I can already feel the rush of adrenaline. I'm gonna train my Vaporeon to be the ultimate fighting machine.
And I'll genetically enhance mine to shoot lasers from its eyes.
Wow, that's a game changer. I can't wait to see it in action.
Jamie, pull up an image of Vaporeon using its hydro pump attack.
Holy shit, that's epic. I need one of those in my life.
Consider it done, my friend. Our Vaporeons will rule the world.
I can't wait for this to become a reality. Vaporeon, I choose you. So, Ben, what's new in the world of politics?
Well, Joe, I've been busy debating liberals and owning them with facts and logic as usual.
Oh man, I can only imagine the triggered snowflakes.
You know it. But seriously, have you seen the latest conspiracy theory about lizard people controlling the government?
Oh yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole before. But let's talk about something more important. Have you tried DMT yet? Yet?
DMT. What's that?
It's this mind-altering drug that opens up your third eye and connects you to the universe.
I think I'll stick to my caffeine and conservative values, thanks.
Suit yourself. But speaking of drugs, have you heard about microdosing?
I've heard of it, but I don't think it's a good idea to mess with your brain chemistry like that.
Oh, come on, Ben. Live a little. You might even become more open-minded.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I need to be more open-minded.
Fair enough. But seriously, have you seen the latest UFC fight?
Oh yeah, I love watching those guys beat each other up. It's like a modern-day gladiator arena.
And the best part is they're all on performance-enhancing drugs.
What? That's cheating.
Hey, it's a free market, Ben.
I guess you're right. But let's get back to something more intellectual. Have you read the latest book by Jordan Peterson?
Of course, man. That guy is a genius.
Right. And his theories on.
So, Mr. President, I heard some rumors that you might be gay.
Let me tell you, Joe, those rumors are fake news. I'm the most heterosexual president ever, believe me.
But what about all those photos of you holding hands with Putin?
Oh, please, that was just a friendly bro handshake. You know, like how bros do.
Okay. But what about your plan to build a wall to keep the lib haters out?
It's going to be the most fabulous wall you've ever seen. It's going to be huge, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to keep all those lib haters out.
But what about the gay lib haters?
Oh, they're welcome to come in. We'll have a special rainbow door just for them.
That's very inclusive of you, Mr. President.
Of course, I'm a very inclusive guy. I love all people, especially the gays. They love me, believe me.
Well, I'm sure they'll appreciate the rainbow door. But what about the cost of this wall?
Don't worry, Joe. I have a special deal with my good friend, the wall building expert, Mexico. They're going to pay for it.
Mexico is going to pay for a gay wall.
Absolutely. They owe us for all the tacos we've been eating. It's going to be a win-win situation.
Well, there you have it, folks. The president's plan to build a gay wall and make Mexico pay for it. This has been another episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. Thanks for tuning in.
And remember, stay fabulous, America.
So, Elon, what's new with you?
Well, Joe, I've been working on some pretty crazy stuff lately.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
A rocket man, Joe. Rocket man burning out his fuse up here alone.
Wait, what?
I said him. A rocket man, Joe. Rocket man burning out his fuse up here alone.
Are you serious?
Of course I am. I've been sending rockets into space, man. It's like I'm living out my childhood dream.
That's wild, man. But don't you get scared being up there all alone?
Nah, I've got my Tesla Roadster with me. It's like my own little space pod.
That's insane. I can just imagine you cruising around in space, blasting David Bowie's Rocket Man.
You know it, Joe. That's my anthem up here.
So what's next for you, Rocket Man?
Well, I'm working on colonizing Mars. Gotta find some company up here.
I'm sure you'll find some volunteers. But seriously, how do you plan on doing that?
With my rocket, of course. Gonna be the first man on Mars.
I can't wait to see that episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, we'll have to do it live from Mars.
I'm in. But let's make sure we have some good weed up there.
Absolutely, Joe. Can't forget the essentials.
So, Elon, I heard you recently bought a left testicle for $100,000.
Yeah, it was a steal. I mean, who wouldn't want a spare testicle?
I don't know, maybe someone who doesn't want to be walking around with 3 balls.
Hey, it's all about having options. Plus, I can always sell it for a profit.
Speaking of profits, I think we have a buyer for your left nut.
What? Who?
Hey guys, it's Mr. Beast here. I'll give you $1 million for that testicle.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I mean, think of the content I can make with it. I bought Elon Musk's left testicle for $1 million.
This is getting out of hand. But seriously, Elon, why did you even buy a left testicle in the first place?
Well, I was feeling a little unbalanced with just one. Plus, I wanted to see if I could grow a third one with my Neuralink technology.
That's just disturbing. Jamie, pull up an image of a 3-balled man.
See, it's not that weird.
Actually, it's pretty weird.
Can we get back to the deal? I have the cash ready to go.
Sorry, Mr. Beast. I'm gonna hold on to my left testicle for now.
And on that note, let's end this conversation before it gets any more bizarre. Thanks for tuning into the Joe Rogan Experience. So, Mr. President, how have you been since leaving the White House?
Let me tell you, Joe, it's been a wild ride. I've been playing golf, tweeting, and dealing with some serious hemorrhoids.
Moroids. That sounds painful.
Oh, it is. Sitting down is like sitting over an open flame. Hot.
I can only imagine. Have you tried any remedies for it?
Well, I've tried sitting on a pillow, but it just makes me look like I have a giant butt.
Maybe you should try some ointment or cream. Or cream.
I don't do creams, Joe. I'm a tough guy. I just tough it out. Hot.
I see. Well, let's move on to a different topic.
Wait, I have a question for you. Do you think my hemorrhoids are caused by all the stress and sitting in the Oval Office?
I'm not a doctor, but it's possible. Maybe you should have taken more breaks and gone for walks.
Never thought of that. But then I wouldn't have been able to tweet as much. Hot.
Well, I think it's time to wrap this up. Thanks for joining me on the podcast, Mr. President.
Anytime, Joe. Just be glad you don't have to deal with these hemorrhoids. Oh, hot.
So, Neil, what's new in the world of astrophysics?
Well, Joe, I recently discovered a new galaxy that's 13 billion light years away.
Oh, God, I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm about to bust down from the heavens.
Excuse me?
Every time you start yapping about galaxies and light years, I feel like my brain is about to explode.
Well, Joe, it's important to understand the vastness of our universe.
Yeah, I get it. But can we talk about something more relatable? Like how aliens could be living among us?
Oh, God, I'm about to bust. I'm about to bust down from the heavens.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, that's some mind-blowing stuff.
But, Joe, we have to stick to facts and evidence.
Facts and evidence? Come on, Neil. Let's speculate and go off on wild theories.
I can't just make things up, Joe.
Oh, God, I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm about to bust down from the heavens.
All right, fine. Let's talk about the possibility of a multiverse.
Now we're talking. What if there's a universe where I'm a ripped, jacked version of myself?
Oh God, I'm about to bust. Um, I'm about to bust down from the heavens.
And what if there's a universe where you're a stand up comedian?
I highly doubt that, Joe.
Oh, God, I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm about to bust down from the heavens.
You know what, Joe? I think you might need a break from all this cosmic talk.
Yeah, let's go hunt some elk or something.
Oh God, I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm about.
So, Ben, I heard you've decided to abandon facts and logic.
That's right, Joe. I've realized that they're just holding me back from truly expressing myself.
Okay. So, what are you going to do now?
I'm gonna let my imagination run wild and go on a crazy tangent.
Oh boy, this should be interesting. What's your tangent about?
Well, have you ever thought about the possibility of a world where cats rule over humans?
No. Can't say I have.
Well, just imagine it. They would have us as their servants, catering to their every need. And if we disobeyed, they would scratch us with their sharp claws.
That sounds like a nightmare, Ben. Are you sure you're okay?
Oh, I'm more than okay. I'm liberated from the constraints of facts and logic.
I think I preferred you when you were all about facts and logic.
Facts and logic are overrated, Joe. It's time for us to embrace our inner crazy and let our imaginations run wild.
I don't know if I'm ready for that, Ben.
Oh, you'll come around, Joe. Just wait until I start my own conspiracy theory about lizard people controlling the government.
Okay, I think we've reached the end of this tangent.
But we were just getting started, Joe. Don't you want to hear about my theory on Bigfoot being a time traveler?
I think we'll save that for another time, Ben. Thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Anytime, Joe. Just remember, facts and logic are for the weak. Embrace the insanity.
So, Elon, have you ever played Call of Duty?
Yeah, I played a few times. Prefer games. Prefer games that involve rockets and space exploration, but it's a good stress reliever.
Well, we were playing Noctur Untoten last night, and Jamie Raj quit after getting killed by a zombie.
Seriously, Jamie Raj quit. Thought he was better than that.
Yeah, he was screaming and throwing his controller. It was hilarious.
I can't believe he couldn't handle a few zombies. What a wuss.
Maybe we should get him a Tesla to calm him down next time.
Or we could just have him smoke some of that Joe Rogan Experience weed.
I've been wanting to try that. Does it really make you see aliens?
Only if you're Elon Musk.
Yeah, because he's not already seeing aliens with all his SpaceX adventures.
Touche. But seriously, let's get Jamie back in the game. I want to see him rage quit again.
Oh, it's on. Jamie, we're coming for you. Get ready for a rematch on Noctur Untoten.
This is going to be epic. I can't wait to see Jamie's reaction.
And maybe we can convince him to invest in some zombie-proof technology for our Mars colony.
Now that's a brilliant idea. Jamie's rage quits might just lead to the survival of humanity. Who would have thought? So, Mr. President, what have you been up to since leaving office?
Well, Joe, let me tell you, I've been on a journey of self discovery, and I've discovered something that has changed my life.
What's that?
Tea. I've become absolutely obsessed with tea.
Tea, like the drink?
Yes, Joe. But not just any tea, the best tea, the greatest tea. It's tremendous.
What kind of tea are we talking about here?
All kinds, Joe. I've tried them all. Green tea, black tea, oolong tea, you name it. I even have a special blend made just for me. It's called coffee tea.
Coffee tea?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything in it. It's the perfect blend. Believe me.
I'll have to try it sometime. But why the sudden obsession with tea?
Well, it's a very sophisticated drink, and I'm a very sophisticated man. Plus, it's a great way to relax after a long day of making America great again.
I can see that. Do you have any favorite tea rituals?
Oh, I do. I always have my tea served in a gold-plated cup, and I always use my pinky finger when I drink it. It's very classy.
I can picture that. Do you have any advice for our listeners who might want to get into tea?
Absolutely. My advice is to drink it bigly. And always remember there's no such thing as too much tea. Believe me.
Well, there you have it, folks. The former president, Donald Trump, is now a tea connoisseur. Thanks for joining us, Mr. President.
My pleasure, Joe. And remember, always stay thirsty for tea. It's tremendous.
So, Mr. President, I heard you have some big news for us today.
That's right, Joe. I've decided to come out of the closet and embrace my true self.
Wait, what? Are you saying what I think you're saying?
You got it, buddy. I'm gay. And not just that, I'm also outlawing heterosexuality in America.
Excuse me?
It's true. I've had enough of all this heterosexual nonsense. It's time for some real change.
But what about all the straight people in America?
They'll just have to adapt. It's my way or the highway.
I don't even know where to begin with this. How'd you come to this decision?
Well, I was watching Brokeback Mountain and it just spoke to me. Plus, I figured it would really piss off the evangelicals.
I can't even imagine their reaction. So, what's your plan moving forward?
I'm going to throw the biggest gay pride parade the world has ever seen. And be the Grand Marshal, of course.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. Any final thoughts?
Just remember, Joe, love is love, and I love being the most unpredictable president in history.
Well, there you have it, folks. Donald Trump is now gay and has outlawed heterosexuality. This is definitely one for the history books. Thanks for tuning in to the Joe Rogan Experience. So, Neil, I got to ask you, do you think pissing or shitting is a more serious addiction?
Well, Joe, I would have to say shitting. It's a physiological need, whereas pissing can be controlled.
Interesting point. But what about you, Elon? Any addictions you want to share?
Well, Joe, I have to admit I have a pretty serious addiction to Adderall.
Adderall? That's a serious one.
Yeah, it's destroying my brain.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've been popping those little pills like candy. My brain is fried, man.
But you're a genius, Elon. How could Adderall be destroying your brain?
Well, Joe, when you're constantly on Adderall, your brain is always on overdrive. It's like a Ferrari engine constantly revving. Eventually, it's going to burn out. Eventually, it's going to burn out.
That's insane, man. Have you tried to stop?
I have, but I just can't function without it. It's a vicious cycle.
Maybe you should try some CBD instead.
Oh, I've tried that too. But it's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound.
Damn, Elon. That's rough.
Yeah, but hey, at least I'm not addicted to pissing or shitting. Or shitting.
Hey, we all have our vices, man. But seriously, take care of that brain of yours. We need you to keep pushing the boundaries of technology.
Don't worry, Joe. I'll try to cut back on the Adderall and maybe start meditating or something. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. So, Joe, what do you think is a more serious addiction?
So, Neil, I heard you can only say "bar" now. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's a weird condition I developed. Every time I try to speak, all that comes out is "rar."
Sounds like you're turning into a pirate, matey.
Very funny. But seriously, it's been a struggle. I can't even order food without sounding like I'm growling.
Well, at least you can scare off any potential attackers with that menacing "r."
Yeah, but I can't even give interviews anymore. Every answer is just "rar."
Maybe you can start a new language. Or could mean different things depending on how you say it.
Interesting idea. I'll have to work on my inflection. Or it could mean hello, or goodbye, or even I love you.
Or maybe it could be like a secret code where it means let's go smoke some weed.
I like the way you think, Joe. But seriously, I hope this condition goes away soon. I miss being able to have a normal conversation.
Well, In the meantime, we'll just have to communicate through grunts and growls. This is the most absurd conversation I've ever had on this podcast. And on that note, let's end this episode before we both turn into wild animals.
Agreed. Thanks for having me, Joe.
Anytime, Neil. Just remember to bring your R game next time. So, Neil, have you been keeping up with your Pokemon game?
You know, Joe, I may be a renowned astrophysicist, but I still have time for some good old-fashioned gaming.
That's what I like to hear. So, who's your favorite Pokemon?
Well, I have to say, Cynthia from Gen 4 is pretty badass.
Oh, yeah. Why's that?
Have you seen her? She's a total mommy. I mean, she's got those curves, that power, and that maternal instinct. It's a deadly combination.
Yeah, I can see that. But what about her Pokemon?
Oh, they're just icing on the cake. With her by my side, I could conquer any gym.
I never thought I'd hear you talk about Pokemon like this, Neil.
Hey, we all have our guilty pleasures, and Cynthia is definitely mine.
Well, I definitely agree. Cynthia, if you're listening, hit us up. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Can you imagine the Joe Rogan experience with Cynthia from Pokemon? Now, that's a crossover I never knew I needed.
It would definitely be a wild episode. And who knows, maybe we'll even catch some new listeners from the Pokemon world.
Hey, anything is possible. But for now, I'll just stick to catching them all in my game.
Cheers to that, Neil. And cheers to Cynthia, the ultimate Pokemon mommy. So, Mr. President, I have a very important question for you.
Shoot, Joe. I'm ready for anything.
Which Team Fortress 2 class do you think is the most breedable and submissive?
Well, Joe, I have to say it's a tough choice. They all have their strengths, you know.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Well, the heavy has those big, strong arms, but the scout is quick and agile. And don't even get me started on the spy's seductive charm.
Interesting. What about the engineer?
Oh, the engineer. He's a hard worker, knows how to handle his tools. But I have to say the most breedable and submissive class has to be the pyro.
The pyro. Why's that?
Think about it, Joe. That mask, that flamethrower, it's all very mysterious. And those air blasts, definitely a sign of submission.
Wow. I never thought of it that way.
Trust me, Joe. I know a thing or two about breeding and submission.
I'm sure you do, Mr. President. Well, there you have it, folks. According to Donald Trump, the pyro is the most breedable and submissive class in Team Fortress 2.
And believe me, Joe, I've played a lot of TF2, a lot.
So, Ben, welcome back to the BBC, Ben's Best Cum Shots. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, Joe, let me tell you, yesterday was quite the day. I had a little get-together with my good friends Trump and Neil.
Wait, you mean Neil deGrasse Tyson, the astrophysicist?
Yes, Joe, the very same. We decided to have a little circle jerk to celebrate our manliness and intelligence.
That's unexpected. So, how did it go?
Oh, it's glorious. We talked about our superior genes and how we're all alpha males. Then we took turns jerking each other off while discussing tax cuts and climate change denial.
Sounds like a typical Saturday for you guys.
Oh, you have no idea. We even had a competition to see who could come the farthest.
And who won?
Well, Trump claimed he did, but we all know he's a notorious liar. It was actually me, with my impeccable aim and precision.
Wow, that's quite a talent.
It's all about those Shapiro genes, Joe.
Well, I think we've hit a new level of absurdity on this podcast.
That's what I'm here for, Joe. To push the boundaries and make people uncomfortable.
Well, you definitely succeeded. Thanks for joining us on BBC, Ben's Best Cum Shots.
My pleasure, Joe. And remember, always aim for greatness, and your own face.
So, Elon, what's been on your mind lately?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking a lot about the subtitles on our podcast episodes.
Oh yeah, those damn things. They're always getting messed up.
Exactly. And I can't help but wonder who the fuck is stealing them.
What do you mean, stealing them?
I mean, every time we record, the subtitles are different. It's like someone is purposely changing them.
That's some next level trolling. But why would someone do that?
Maybe they're trying to sabotage us. Maybe they're trying to make us look like idiots.
Well, they don't need to try very hard for that. We do a good job of that on our own.
True. But still, it's annoying. Want to know who's behind this?
Maybe it's the lizard people. They're always up to something.
Or maybe it's the flat earthers. They don't want us spreading the truth.
Or maybe it's just some bored intern at Spotify who's messing with us.
That's it, Jamie. Pull up an image of a board and turn it Spotify.
Yeah, that's definitely the culprit.
We have to put a stop to this. We can't let them control our subtitles.
You're right. We'll start a petition or something.
No, we'll build a robot to protect our subtitles. Subtitle boat.
Now that's $1 million idea. We'll make millions and then we can finally afford to buy our own planet.
I like the way you think, Joe. Let's do it. Subtitle bot, here we come.
So, Mr. Beast, thanks for coming on the show. I've been a big fan of your YouTube videos.
Thanks for having me, Joe. I'm excited to be here.
So, I gotta ask, what's the deal with your name, Mr. Beast, Mr. Best, Mr. Bast?
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's actually just Mr. Beast, but people like to add extra letters for some reason.
Well, I gotta say, I'm a little obsessed with your videos. The challenges, the giveaways, the insane amounts of money you spend. It's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I love making people's day and seeing their reactions. It's worth every penny.
Speaking of pennies, I heard you recently gave away $1 million to a random subscriber. How do you afford that?
Oh, I just have a secret stash of cash under my bed?
I wish I had a stash of cash like that. But seriously, where do you get the money for these crazy challenges?
Well, I have some sponsors and ad revenue from my videos. And sometimes I sell my soul to the devil.
That explains it. Hey, Jamie, pull up an image of a black Mr. Beast.
Here you go, Joe.
Well, I've never seen that before. I guess I have a doppelganger out there.
Maybe it's your evil twin.
Or maybe it's just a really tan version of me.
Well, either way, I think we found your new nickname, Mr. Blehest.
I like it. It has a nice ring to it.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mr. Blast. So, Neil, I heard some interesting rumors about you. Word on the street is you've become a whistleblower for Boeing.
Yeah, Joe. Let's just say I've been doing some digging and I've uncovered some pretty disturbing stuff.
Oh man, this is gonna be good. Spill the beans, Neil.
Well, it turns out they've been cutting corners and ignoring safety protocols in their planes. I mean, I love science and all, but I also love not crashing to my death.
Yeah, who needs safety when you can save a few bucks, right?
Exactly. And now I'm getting death threats from the higher-ups at Boeing. I feel like I'm in a bad action movie.
Well, if you need a bodyguard, I know a guy who's really good at kicking ass. His name is Joe Rogan.
Thanks, but I think I'll just stick to my astrophysics research for now.
Are you feeling okay, Neil? You look a little pale.
Actually, I'm feeling really sick all of a sudden. I think it might be from the stress of all this.
Well, let's wrap this up then. I don't want you passing out on my podcast. Plus, we need you to keep exposing the truth.
Don't worry, Joe. I won't stop until Boeing is held accountable for their actions.
That's the spirit, Neil. Keep fighting the good fight. And maybe take some vitamin C or something. So, Mr. President, I have to ask, what's your take on the current state of affairs?
Well, Joe, let me tell you, it's a mess, a real mess. But you know what they say? Flippity floppity, ziggity zaggity, wobble wobble, snicker snack, snack.
I don't think anyone says that, Mr. President.
Believe me, though, it's a very powerful phrase. Tremendous, really.
Okay, moving on. What about your recent Twitter ban? How do you feel about that?
It's a disgrace, Joe. A disgrace. But you know what they say? Flippity floppity, ziggity zaggity, wobble wobble, snicker snack.
I'm starting to think you just like saying that.
It's catchy, isn't it? But seriously, Twitter is censoring me. Can you believe it?
Well, some would argue that you were inciting violence.
Nonsense. I was just trying to make America great again. And you know what they say, flippity floppity, ziggity zaggity, wobble wobble, snicker snack.
All right, let's move on to a lighter topic. What's your favorite snack?
Oh, that's easy. Big Macs and Diet Cokes is the perfect combination. And you know what they say, flippity floppity, ziggity, zaggity, wobble wobble, snicker snack.
I'm starting to think you don't actually know what that means.
Of course I do, Joe. It's a very smart phrase, very smart. And you know what they say, flippity floppity, ziggity zaggity, wobble wobble, snicker snack.
Okay, I think we're done here. So, Elon, have you ever thought about the possibility of having sex in space?
Well, Joe, I have to admit it has crossed my mind a few times, but I'm not sure how feasible it is with all the zero gravity and floating around.
Yeah, but imagine the possibilities. You could have sex while floating in midair. It would be like a real life porno.
I don't think my rockets are equipped for that kind of maneuvering.
Well, maybe you should start working on a sex friendly rocket. You could call it the Falcon Sexplorer.
I'll keep that in mind for future space exploration endeavors.
But seriously, do you think humans will ever be able to have sex in space?
I think it's definitely possible with the right technology and precautions, but it might not be the most comfortable experience.
I don't know. I think it would be pretty exhilarating. Plus, imagine the bragging rights. I had sex in space. What have you done?
I can just see the headlines now. Elon Musk and his partner boldly go where no man has gone before.
Well, I think we've officially reached a new level of absurdity on this podcast. Thanks for joining us, folks. Tune in next time for more space sex talk. So, Elon, I've been thinking we should rank the members and guests of the Joe Rogan Experience.
I like that idea. But first, let's put Neil deGrasse Tyson in this tier,
S tier? Why?
because he's the funniest and most unhinged guest we've had. Remember when he started talking about aliens and I had to remind him we were on Earth?
Oh, yeah, that was classic. Okay, so who's next?
Definitely Alex Jones. He's like a walking conspiracy theory.
True. And how about Duncan Trussell?
Oh, he's definitely up there. His mind is like a psychedelic playground.
What about Joey Diaz?
He's a wild card. You never know what he's going to say or do.
And what about Graham Hancock?
He's got some crazy theories, but I like it. Let's put him in a tier.
Okay, now let's rank the members. Obviously, S tier.
Of course, you are the king of this podcast.
And you're S tier too, Elon.
Thanks, Joe. We make a great team.
Now, what about Jamie?
He's definitely a tier. He keeps us in check and finds all those crazy videos we talk about.
And young Jamie?
Definitely B tier. He's still learning the ropes.
And Eddie Bravo?
He's in his own tier. The Eddie Bravo tier.
Fair enough. Well, that's our ranking. But let's be real. Everyone on this podcast is a little unhinged.
That's why we love it. And hey, maybe one day we'll have a guest that surpasses Neil deGrasse Tyson and CEO.
Challenge accepted. So, Mr. Beast, welcome to the show. I've been following your channel, and man, you're killing it with those crazy challenges.
Thanks, Joe. It's great to be here. I just love giving away money to people who need it.
Yeah, but what about those people who say you're just doing it for views and attention?
Oh God, I'm about to bust. I'm about to bust hard. I hate poor people, Joe. I hate them so much.
Wow. Calm down, man. What do you mean you hate poor people?
I mean, they're just so poor. It's like, why can't they just be rich like me? It's not that hard.
Okay. But seriously, your generosity is inspiring. How do you come up with these insane challenges?
Well, I just think to myself, what would make Joe Rogan's head explode? And then I do that.
Well, you definitely succeeded with that one. But let's talk about your recent video where you gave away $1 million to random strangers.
Yeah, that was wild. I just love seeing the reactions of people when I give them money. It's like a drug, Joe. I can't stop.
I can imagine. But what about the criticism that you're just exploiting people's need for money?
Oh God, I'm about to bust. I'm about to bust hard. I hate poor people, Joe. Did I mention that already?
Yeah, yes, you did. But seriously, do you have any regrets about your giveaways?
Not at all. I love being able to make a positive impact on people's lives. And let's be real, Joe, I'm not hurting for money.
That's for sure. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Mr. Beast. Keep doing your thing. So, Neil, what's new in the world of astrophysics?
Well, Joe, I've been studying the cosmos and recently made a groundbreaking discovery.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Catgirls, Joe. They exist.
Cat girls. Like half cat, half girl.
Exactly. And they're taking over the internet
How have I not heard about this?
because the government is trying to keep it under wraps. But I won't let them silence me. The world needs to know about these amazing creatures.
Are they friendly?
Oh, very much so. They're like giant, fluffy house cats that can talk and walk on two legs.
That's insane. Can I meet one?
Of course, I'll introduce you to my cat girl, Luna. She's the sweetest thing.
I can't wait to meet her. But how do we spread the word I'm in? But first, can we get some cat ears and tails? I want to look the part.
Absolutely. And maybe some catnip too.
This is going to be epic. Cat girls, here we come.
The world will never be the same, Joe.
So, Ben, have you ever heard of this show called Royce Bedoys?
No, I haven't. Sounds like some kind of weird kid show.
Well, I have to admit, I've been watching it lately and it's pretty entertaining.
Are you serious? You're a grown man, Joe. You shouldn't be watching kid shows.
Hey, I'm not ashamed. It's a great show with a positive message.
Positive message? It's probably just a bunch of nonsense and singing.
No, it's actually about a group of talking animals who learn important life lessons.
Sounds like a snooze fest to me.
Oh, come on, Ben. Don't be such a grump. It's a fun and lighthearted show.
I prefer my entertainment to be more intellectually stimulating.
Well, I guess we have different tastes then, but you're missing out.
I highly doubt that.
Jamie, pull up an image of the main character, Roy, and his wise old owl mentor.
Here it is.
They look so cheesy.
You just don't understand the brilliance of Royce Bedoys.
I think I'll stick to my political debates and documentaries, thank you very much.
Suit yourself, but I'll be over here enjoying my talking animal friends.
I'll never understand your taste in entertainment, Joe.
And I'll never understand your lack of imagination, Ben. So, Elon, I heard you have a weird habit of licking things.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's like an uncontrollable urge.
What kind of things do you lick?
Mostly random objects, but lately I've been really drawn to bald heads.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just can't resist the smooth, shiny surface. It's like a magnet for my tongue.
Well, lucky for you, I happen to have a pretty bald head.
Really? Can I lick it?
Sure, I guess. Just don't get too weird about it.
Oh, I won't. I'll be gentle.
Okay, that's enough. That's just plain weird.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You know, I feel like this is something we should have talked about before inviting you on the podcast.
Yeah, probably. But hey, at least I didn't bring any flamethrowers this time.
True. But I have to ask, why do you have this urge to lick things?
I think it's just my way of exploring the world. Plus, it's a great way to taste test different surfaces.
Well, I can't say I understand it, but hey, to each their own. Just maybe ask for permission next time.
Will do. So, Jamie, pull up an image of a bald eagle for me to admire.
Here you go, Elon.
Majestic.
Okay, now that's just weird. Let's move on to our next topic. So, Ben, I heard you have a new catchphrase.
Yeah, it's a real winner. Hate wife.
Wow, that's dark.
Hey, I'm just being honest. Marriage is a trap.
I thought you were all about traditional values.
Traditional values, yes. Traditional marriage, no.
But don't you have a wife?
Unfortunately. But I can only say hate wife, so it's not too bad.
How does she feel about this catchphrase?
Oh, she loves it. Keeps her on her toes.
I can only imagine. So, what do you do when she asks you a question?
I just say hate wife in different tones and inflections. Keeps things interesting.
I bet it does. Have you thought about trademarking it?
I don't think there's a huge market for hate wife merchandise.
You never know. People love controversial stuff.
True. Maybe I'll start a hate wife clothing line.
I can see it now. Hate wife hats, t-shirts, and even onesies for the little ones.
Hey, I gotta start them young with traditional values.
And catchphrase they'll never forget. Well, thanks for joining us, Ben. And remember, hate wife.
Always. Thanks, Joe.
So, Elon, you won't believe what I brought back from my trip to Alaska.
Let me guess. Polar bear?
Close, but no. I brought back a grizzly bear.
A grizzly bear. That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it would be cool to have a wild animal on the podcast.
Are you sure it's not just your new co-host?
Well, he does have some interesting things to say.
Like what? How to catch salmon with your bare hands?
No, he actually has some thoughts on renewable energy.
Really? I'd love to hear his take on solar power.
Well, he mainly just wants to eat all the honey in the world.
Typical bear. Always thinking about food.
Yeah, and he's also really into hibernation. Says it's the key to a long and healthy life.
Oh, great. Now I have to add hibernation to my daily routine.
Hey, maybe it'll be the next big trend in biohacking.
Yes, I can see it now. Hibernation, the ultimate life extension method by Elon Musk.
I think we just found our next business venture.
Move over Tesla, it's all about hibernation. No,
All right, let's wrap this up before the bear gets hungry and decides to eat us instead.
good call. Thanks for bringing the bear, Joe. This has been one wild episode.
So, Mr. Trump, I heard you banned all skibbity toilet videos and information in the USA. What's that all about?
Well, let me tell you, those skibbity toilets are a disaster. They're taking over our country. They're everywhere. We need to protect our citizens from this madness.
But what's wrong with skibbity toilets? They seem harmless enough.
Harmless, have you seen the videos? People are doing some crazy stuff on those things. It's a danger to society.
I don't know. It just seems like a fun dance craze to me.
Fun? Joe, this is serious. We can't have people wasting their time doing the skibbity on toilets. We have to make America productive again.
But what about freedom of expression? Don't people have the right to do the skibbity wherever they want?
Not on my watch, Joe. Skibbity toilet videos are a threat to national security. We can't have our citizens distracted by this nonsense.
But what about the skibbity toilet lobbyists? They must be pretty upset about this ban.
Let them be upset. I'm doing what's best for the country. And if they want to protest, they can do it on a regular toilet, like normal people.
Well, there you have it, folks. The skibbity toilet ban brought to you by President Trump. Thanks for joining us on the Joe Rogan Experience.
No problem, Joe. And remember, make America skibbity free again.
So, Neil, what's your take on Uranus?
Well, Joe, it's actually pronounced your news.
What the fuck, Neil? That's not how I've been saying it my whole life.
Well, technically, both pronunciations are acceptable.
What the fuck, Neil? You're telling me I've been saying it wrong this whole time?
I mean, it's not like it really matters, Joe. But yes, technically, it's pronounced your news.
What the fuck, Neil? I feel like I've been living a lie.
Relax, Joe. It's just a planet. Let's talk about something more interesting, like the composition of Uranus's atmosphere.
What the fuck, Neil? You're trying to change the subject because, I can't stop saying what the fuck every time you mention Uranus.
Well, it is a gas giant, Joe. And it's made up of mostly hydrogen and helium.
What the fuck, Neil? I thought it was made up of fart jokes and butt puns.
No, Joe. That's just your immature sense of humor.
What the fuck, Neil? I thought we were supposed to be talking about Uranus, not my sense of humor.
Well, maybe if you could stop saying what the fuck every time I mention Uranus, we could have a more mature conversation.
What the fuck, Neil? I can't help it. It's just too easy.
Jamie, pull up an image of Uranus's rings.
Here you go, Neil.
What the fuck, Neil? Those rings look like a giant hula hoop made out of gas.
Well, technically they're made up of small particles of ice and rock.
What the fuck, Neil? That's even cooler than fart jokes.
I'm glad you finally found something interesting about Uranus.
So, Elon, have you heard about the new Skibbity toilet?
Skibbity toilet. What the hell is that?
It's the Rizzler of all time, man. Only in Ohio, though.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. You know, the Skibbity toilet, it's like a toilet, but it's got a little extra something, you know what I mean?
No, I really don't. And why are you only finding it in Ohio?
I don't know, man. Maybe they just have a thing for Skibbity toilets over there. But let me tell you, they make me hard.
Okay, now you're just being weird. Please stop.
What? You don't like femboys?
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, man. It just came to mind when I was thinking about Skibbity toilets.
Bro, what are you saying? Go to therapy, please. Please stop.
Fine, fine. But you gotta admit, those Skibbity toilets are pretty cool.
I'll take your word for it. Now let's move on to something less strange.
So, Mr. President, I heard you banned TikTok.
That's right, Joe. TikTok is a threat to our national security.
Really? How so?
Well, they're collecting data from American users and sending it back to China.
Oh, I see. So, you're worried about our data being in the hands of the Chinese government?
Absolutely. And not to mention, have you seen some of those TikTok dances? They're terrible.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. But don't you think banning the whole app is a bit extreme?
Look, Joe, I'm a man of extremes. It's what makes me the best president ever.
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
And let's not forget about all those TikTok challenges, eating Tide Pods. Come on, Joe, that's just natural selection at work.
Okay, fair point. But what about the millions of people who use TikTok for entertainment and to connect with others?
They can find a new hobby like building a wall or watching Fox News.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this ban plays out.
Trust me, Joe, it's going to be huge. And I'll just blame it on Obama.
Classic Trump. Thanks for joining me, Mr. President.
Anyto, just make sure to keep America great. And don't forget to take your supplements.
So, Don, have you ever been fishing before?
Of course I have, Joe. I'm a master fisherman. I've caught the biggest, most beautiful fishes you've ever seen.
Really? What kind of fishes?
All kinds of fishes. I have a special connection with fishes, you know. I even have a pet fish named Kim Jong-un.
Wait, what? You have a pet fish named after the North Korean leader?
Yeah, we're great friends. We go fishing together all the time. He's a tremendous fisherman. Let me tell you.
Okay. Let's get back to the topic of regular fishes.
Joe, you have no idea. I have a whole collection of rare fishes from all over the world. They're the best fishes, believe me.
Can we focus on the regular fishes, please?
Fine. But let me tell you, my fish collection is huge. It's the best fish collection in the world. No one else has a better fish collection than me.
Okay, I think we're done here.
But wait, I have more to say about my fish collection. Did you know I have a special fish named after me? It's called the trumpet fish.
That's it, folks. This is the average absurd Joe Rogan experience. Tune in for the next podcast. So, Elon, what's up with your obsession with that Ixion 20 Compang aircraft?
Oh man, Joe, that thing is a beast. Have you seen the specs on it?
No, but I'm sure you're about to tell me.
You bet I am. Crew of 3, capacity of 66,000 kilogram, length of 47 meters, wingspan of 50 meters, and a height of 15 meters. And that's just the beginning.
All right. I get it. It's big. But what's so special about it?
Well, it's got 4 Shenyang WS-20 turbofan engines, each with 140 kN of thrust. That's some serious power.
And what's the top speed?
Match 0.75, baby, and cruise speed of 630 kmh. This thing can fly.
But why are you so obsessed with it?
Because it's the future, Joe. It's the future of air transportation. Can you imagine the possibilities?
I mean, I guess. But what about the range and service ceiling?
7,800 km range with 2 Type 15 tanks, and a service ceiling of 13,000 meters. And don't even get me started on the wing loading.
I won't, but I'm sure you will.
710 kilogram too, Joe. That's insane. This thing can carry a ton of weight.
Literally.
And the best part, it can also carry 16.5 tons of freight for a ferry range of 10,000 km.
All right, I'll admit, that's pretty impressive. But are you planning on buying one?
Oh, I've already put in my order. Now I just need to convince Jamie to pull up an image of it so I can admire it.
So, Elon, have you heard about the grizzly bear epidemic in California?
Yeah, I have. Those bears are no joke. They can 100% chat up random people in the woods.
Wait, what? Bears can talk now.
Well, not exactly. But they have developed some serious social skills. It's like they've been taking lessons from Tony Robbins or something.
That's insane. I mean, I've had some pretty wild experiences in the woods, but chatting with a bear, that's a whole new level.
And it's not just small talk either. These bears are getting deep. I had a bear ask me about the meaning of life last week.
No way. What did you say?
I told him to go ask a philosopher. Just trying to launch rockets here, man.
But seriously, what do you think is causing this bear evolution?
Well, I have a theory. I think it's all the weed they've been eating. I mean, have you seen the size of those plants in California?
That's a good point. Maybe we should start giving the bears some CBD oil to calm them down.
Or maybe we should just let them take over the podcast. I bet they have some interesting perspectives on the world.
Can you imagine a bear as a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience? That would be wild.
Wild, but also pretty cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to hear Bear's thoughts on DMT and simulation theory?
You know what, Elon? Let's make it happen. Let's get a grizzly bear on the podcast.
Now, that's a conversation I'd pay to listen to.
So, Mr. President, I heard you had a run-in with Satellite Man recently.
That's right, Joe. This guy, he's got these lasers, and let me tell you, they pack a punch.
Lasers, like from space.
Yeah, from space. And let me tell you, they're not just for pointing at stars anymore.
So what happened? Did he hit you with one of his lasers?
Oh, he hit me all right. Right in the teeth. Knocked out a few fillings, let me tell you.
That's insane. Did you retaliate?
Of course I did. I grabbed my trusty can of hairspray and gave him a taste of his own medicine.
Hairspray. That's your weapon of choice.
Hey, when you're dealing with satellite men and their lasers, you got to get creative.
I can only imagine. So what happened next?
Well, let's just say the satellite man won't be messing with me again anytime soon.
I bet. So what's your plan for dealing with these laser-wielding satellite men in the future?
I'm working on a top secret Space Force, Joe. We'll be ready for anything they throw at us.
Well, I'm glad you're on top of it, Mr. President. Thanks for sharing your story with us.
Anytime, Joe. And remember, always keep a can of hairspray handy, just in case.
So, Neil, I heard you have a new catchphrase. What is it?
Oh, yes. It's live laugh toaster bath.
Live, laugh, toaster, bath? What the hell does that even mean?
Well, Joe, it's a reminder to live life to the fullest, to laugh at the absurdity of it all, and to take a relaxing bath with a toaster nearby.
That's some next level deep shit, Neil. But I gotta ask, why a toaster?
Well, Joe, it's a metaphor for the unpredictability of life. You never know when you might get toasted.
Damn, that's dark. But I like it.
And the bath. Well, it's just a nice way to unwind after a long day of pondering the mysteries of the universe.
I can dig it. but I gotta say, it's not as catchy as my On It slogan.
Oh, please. On It is so basic. Live, laugh, toaster bath is where it's at.
You know what? I'm gonna start using it. Live, laugh, toaster bath, baby.
That's the spirit, Joe. Embrace the absurdity and enjoy the ride.
Jamie, pull up an image of a toaster in a bath.
Oh, sure thing. Here you go.
Joe, I don't think that's what I had in mind.
Oh shit, my bad. Well, that's one way to get toasted.
I regret teaching you my catchphrase already.
Hey, at least it's memorable.
Yeah, for all the wrong reasons.
So, Neil, I heard you have a new theory about the universe. What was that? Are you okay, man? I think he's malfunctioning, folks. Jamie, pull up an image of Neil's brain.
Here it is, Joe.
Wow, it looks like a bowl of spaghetti. Neil, can you explain your theory in words? Okay, let's try a different question. What's your favorite planet? I'm going to take that as a no. Moving on, do you believe in aliens? Well, that's a relief. I thought you were going to say, ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ooh. Okay, I think we're done here. Thanks for tuning in to the Joe Rogan Experience, where we have the... So, Elon, have you heard that new song by Cardi B?
Yeah, I have. It's quite catchy.
Dude, those lyrics are wild. Go, 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 go ahead, so good. She, on a roll, she'll ride the dick like a carnival. I done did the impossible.
Yeah, I can't believe she's talking about giving head and riding dick like it's a carnival ride.
And then she says she's done the impossible. I mean, that's quite a claim.
Oh yeah, because riding dick like a carnival ride is definitely impossible.
Hey, you never know. Maybe she's just really good at it.
Or maybe she's just exaggerating for the sake of the song.
Probably. But hey, speaking of impossible, have you seen my new Tesla Roadster?
Of course I have. I helped design it.
Damn, you're a genius. And you made $1 million off of the stove. What does that even mean?
Let's just say I have some special talents in the kitchen.
Oh man, I bet your girl loves that.
She sure does. She even likes to put it in her nose.
What? That's wild.
Yeah, she's a pretty white-toed bitch.
I can't believe we're talking about this on my podcast.
Hey, you brought it up, man.
True. But hey, I gotta give you props. You've reached all your goals.
Yeah, I've done pretty well for myself.
Well, thanks for coming on the... So, Neil, I heard you've been speaking in this new language called VA. What's that all about?
Oh, just trying to connect with the youth, Joe. A VA stands for astrophysics and very epic, by the way.
Well, I gotta say, it's definitely a unique way to talk about space and stuff. Can you give us an example?
Sure thing, my dude. So, like, when I look up at the stars, I'm like, those celestial bodies be lit up,
I never thought I'd hear that come out of your mouth, Neil. What else you got?
Well, when I'm studying the laws of gravity, I'm like, this force be straight up pulling us down, fam.
Fam, this is too good. How about when you're talking about black holes?
Oh, I got something for that, Joe. I'm like, them black holes be sucking up everything like a giant cosmic vacuum. Know what I'm saying?
I can't handle this, Neil. You're killing me. But seriously, do you think this is a good way to get people interested in astrophysics?
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn about the mysteries of the universe when it's presented in such a dope way?
Dope. Man, you're on fire today, Neil. Keep it up.
Will do, my dude. I VA for life.
So, Neil, I heard that Donald Trump doesn't find you funny.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, I am a scientist after all.
Yeah, but come on, man. You're hilarious. I mean, have you seen your memes?
I do have a good meme game, I must admit.
But seriously, why do you think Trump doesn't find you funny?
Well, I think it has something to do with the fact that I believe in science and facts.
Yeah, that might do it.
Plus, I'm not exactly his target audience. I have a PhD, not a reality TV show.
True. But hey, maybe we can change his mind. Let's invite him on the podcast.
Oh yeah, because that always goes well.
Come on, it'll be great. We can talk about space and aliens and stuff.
And then he'll probably nuke me for being too smart.
Okay, maybe not the best idea.
It's okay, Joe. I'll just stick to making science accessible to the masses.
And you do a damn good job at it, my friend.
Thanks, Joe. Now let's just hope Trump doesn't accidentally nuke me while trying to tweet about me.
Oh man, can you imagine the headlines?
Yeah, I'd rather not. Let's just stick to talking about the cosmos.
Yes, Jamie, pull up an image of a galaxy colliding with a black hole.
On it. On it.
So, Hasbullah, welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. I'm excited to have you here. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. We might need to get you a booster seat or something. Okay, I'm not sure if that's safe, but go for it. This is definitely a first for me. So, Hasbullah, tell us about your rise to fame on social media. And now you have millions of followers. That's insane. But some people have criticized your content as offensive and inappropriate. What do you have to say about that? Fair enough. So what's next for you, Hasbullah? I can't wait to see it. Thanks for joining us, Hasbullah. So, Neil, I heard you've been eating plastic bags and sniffing vapor rub. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, it's my new diet. I call it the plastic rub cleanse. It's all the rage in the astrophysics community.
Really? I thought astrophysicists were all about cum smoothies and quinoa.
Nah, that's so last year. Plastic bags are where it's at. They're full of nutrients and they make your farts smell like fresh laundry.
That's disturbingly specific. And what about the vapor rub?
Oh, that's just for the extra kick. Plus, it clears out my sinuses so I can better contemplate the mysteries of the universe.
I don't know, man. Sniffing chemicals and eating plastic doesn't sound too healthy.
Healthy? Who cares about health when you have a mind as sharp as mine? Plus, I've been having some pretty wild hallucinations.
Hallucinations? Like what?
Well, last night I saw a giant chicken wearing a top hat and reciting Shakespeare.
That's not normal.
Who cares about normal? I'm an astrophysicist. I'm supposed to be weird. Now pass me that plastic bag. I'm feeling a little peckish.
I think I'll stick to my elk meat and elk urine diet. Thank you very much.
Suit yourself, but don't come crying to me when you're not having intergalactic visions.
So, Elon, have you ever cried on the podcast before?
No, I don't think so. But I have cried while watching a SpaceX rocket launch.
That must have been beautiful. I cry every time I see a bald eagle flying
Really? Why?
because it's just so majestic and reminds me of America and freedom and all that stuff.
I see. Well, I cry every time I think about the future of humanity and the potential of technology.
Wow, that's deep. I cry every time I see a really good steak.
What?
I mean, have you ever had a perfectly cooked ribeye? It's like a religious experience.
I can't say I have, but I'll take your word for it.
I just love meat so much, man. It's like a part of me,
It's okay, Joe. Let it out.
and then I think about all the animals we kill for food and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah. Let's change the subject.
Sorry, I just get really emotional about things sometimes.
Hey, have you ever cried while watching one of your own fights?
Oh man, all the time. But it's mostly tears of joy.
Well, I'm glad we could share this vulnerable moment together, Joe.
Me too, Elon. Me too. So, Neil, I heard you've been on a new diet lately. What's the deal?
Oh yeah, I've been trying out this new trend called plastic bag eating. It's supposed to be good for the environment.
What? Are you serious? That can't be healthy.
Well, I also balance it out by vaping Tiger Balm. It's a good mix of toxins and natural remedies.
That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. Have you noticed any changes in your body?
Oh, for sure. My skin has a nice glossy sheen from all the plastic particles, and my lungs feel like they're on fire from the Tiger Balm.
I think I'll stick to my cum smoothies and CBD oil, thanks. But hey, whatever floats your boat.
You know what they say, Joe? One man's trash is another man's dinner.
I don't think that's the saying, Neil. But hey, you do you.
Plus, I've been saving so much money on groceries. Plastic bags are practically free.
Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. But seriously, maybe lay off the plastic and stick to real food.
Fine. But can I at least keep vaping the Tiger Balm? It's become quite the addiction.
I think we need to have an intervention for you, Neil. This is getting out of hand.
Oh, come on, Joe. Live a little. Join me in my plastic bag and Tiger Balm diet. You won't regret it.
I'll pass, but thanks for the offer. And let's never speak of this again. So, Elon, I heard you've been experimenting with some new technology in the bedroom.
Yeah, I've been working on a neural link that can enhance your sexual experience.
Tell me more.
Well, it's basically a chip that you insert into your partner's brain and it can simulate their pleasure centers.
Sounds like a guaranteed good time.
Oh, it definitely is. And the best part is you can control it with your phone,
That's some next level stuff, man.
just trying to make the world a better place, one orgasm at a time.
I can see the slogan now. Tesla, powering your sex life.
Exactly. And I've also been working on a robot that can give massages.
Oh, great, because who needs human touch when you have a robot rubbing your back?
Hey, some people prefer it.
I can't wait to see what other inventions you come up with for the bedroom.
Let's just say the future of sex is going to be out of this world.
I bet it will be. Thanks for enlightening us, Elon.
Anytime, Joe. Anytime.
So, Mr. President, what's new with you?
Well, I got to tell you, I've been living my best life since leaving the White House. And let me tell you, I've been getting some action.
Oh, yeah. Who's the lucky lady?
Let's just say she's a conservative firecracker.
Wait, are you talking about Ben Shapiro's sister?
Bingo. I had to show little Benny boy who's really in charge.
I bet he's not too happy about that.
Oh, he's seething with jealousy, probably writing a 10-page essay about it as we speak.
I can just imagine him pacing back and forth, spitting out facts and figures.
He's probably trying to convince her to leave me and join his little conservative crew.
Well, I'm sure she's enjoying herself with you.
You know it, Joe. I'm the best she's ever had, and I've got the ratings to prove it.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping busy, Mr. President.
Oh, you know me, Joe. I'm always making headlines both in and out of the bedroom.
I can't even imagine what the tabloids will say about this.
Who cares about the tabloids? I'm living my best life, and that's all that matters.
Well, I'm sure Ben Shapiro will have something to say about it on his next podcast.
Let him talk, Joe. I've got better things to do, like making America great again. And by America, I mean my sex life.
So, Mr. Beast, I heard you've been making some big moves lately. What's new in your world?
Oh, just giving away millions of dollars and breaking records left and right. But enough about that. Let's talk about my sex life.
All right, let's hear it. What's the craziest thing you've done in the bedroom?
Well, I once had a threesome with 2 dolls while riding on the back of a unicorn.
Wait, what? How did you even manage that?
Let's just say I have some connections in the mythical creature world. But enough about me, Joe. What about you? Any wild stories to share?
Oh, you know me. I've had my fair share of adventures. But let's get back to you. Have you ever tried any unusual positions?
Let's just say I've mastered the art of the reverse cowgirl while juggling flaming chainsaws.
Damn, that's some serious skill. But what about your stamina? How long can you go?
Let's just say I once lasted an entire hour with just one hand. And I'm not talking about playing video games.
I can't even imagine. But let's switch gears for a moment. What's your go-to move to impress a lady?
I like to surprise them with a private jet ride to a private island. Works every time.
Smooth move, Mr. Beast. But let's be real. With all your success, you must have some crazy groupies.
Yeah, but I prefer to focus on one special lady. And she's not interested in my money. She's just in it for my personality.
Well, you certainly have a unique approach to love and... So, Neil, what's new in the world of science?
Oh, Joe, I am so excited to tell you about Deep Spruce.
Wait, Deep Spruce? Is that like a new planet or something?
No, no, no. It's the deepest, most mysterious part of space where we can find answers to all of our questions about the universe.
Sounds intense. But I hate to break it to you, man. It's actually pronounced space.
What? No way. I've been saying it wrong this whole time?
Yeah, but don't worry. I won't tell anyone.
Oh man, I feel like such a space cadet.
Well, speaking of space, have you ever tried DMT while floating in zero gravity?
No, that's not safe.
Come on, man. It's the ultimate trip. You'll see the entire universe in a whole new light.
I'll stick to my telescopes and equations. Thank you very much.
Suit yourself. But if you ever change your mind, I know a guy who can hook you up.
I'll pass, Joe. I don't want to end up like one of those flat earthers.
Fair enough. But seriously, it's space, not spoos.
Got it, Joe. Thanks for the correction. Now let's get back to talking about the wonders of the universe.
So, Neil, I heard you have a new book coming out about the universe.
Yes, it's called You're Bald. The Cosmic Truth.
Wait, what? That's the title.
Yes, because the ultimate truth of the universe is that everyone is just a bunch of bald monkeys floating on a rock in space.
I don't know if I can handle this level of deep thinking.
Oh, come on, Joe. You can handle it. After all, you're bald.
Hey, watch it. I may not have a full head of hair, but I have a full head of knowledge.
Sure, Joe. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Well, at least I don't have to rely on just one phrase for my conversations.
You're just jealous of my simplicity. You're bald is all I need to say to shut down any argument.
I have to admit, it is pretty effective.
See, even you're admitting it. You're bald?
Okay. Let's not make this a balding competition.
Fine. But just remember, no matter how much you try to hide it with that beanie, you're still bald.
All right, that's enough. Jamie, pull up an image of bald eagle.
Oh, look, it's your spirit animal, Joe.
And on that note, I think we'll end this episode. Thanks for listening, folks. And remember, you're bald. So, Neil, what's your favorite word for poop?
Well, Joe, I'd have to say excrement.
Excrement. That's a good one. Mine would have to be dung.
Dung? Interesting choice. How about feces?
Feces. Classic. But I gotta go with manure.
Manure? That's a bit more specific. I prefer stool.
Stool. That's a classic too. But have you ever heard of scat?
Scat. That's a bit more musical.
Yeah, like jazz. But what about doo-doo?
Doo-doo, that's more of a childish term.
True, but I gotta throw in crap.
Crap? That's a classic as well. But let's not forget about poo.
Poo. That's a cute one. But let's end it with the ultimate word. Shit.
Shit. That pretty much sums it all up. Thanks for joining us on the Fecal Matter Synonym Podcast, folks.
So, Elon, did you hear about Volprex throwing a hissy fit on Twitter?
No, I don't follow Volprex. Who is that?
He's this wannabe influencer who got upset because his Instagram post didn't get enough likes.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Right. But then he went on this whole rant about how social media is ruining society and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the irony. Complaining about social media on social media. Social media.
Exactly. And then he started saying that he's quitting social media and going off the grid.
Good for him. Maybe he'll finally get some fresh air and realize how ridiculous he's being.
I doubt it. He's probably just hiding in his mom's basement, crying into his avocado toast.
Maybe he should try meditating or smoking some weed. That always helps me calm down.
Yeah, or maybe he should just get a life and stop worrying about likes and followers.
Seriously, who cares about that stuff? It's all just a popularity contest.
Right? And this guy thinks he's some kind of deep thinker because he's detaching from society.
Sounds like a real winner. Hey, maybe we should invite him on the podcast and roast him.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. Let's do it. Volprex, if you're listening, come on the show and let us give you a reality check. So, Elon, I got to tell you, I was watching this artificial intelligence Rogan stream the other day, and I was so confused.
Wait, what? Artificial intelligence, Rogan?
Yeah, I thought it was your new invention or something. But then I realized I was watching the wrong stream.
Oh man, that's hilarious. What topics were they talking about?
Well, first they were discussing the benefits of cum smoothies for optimizing brain function.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
And then they started talking about the best way to invest in cryptocurrency.
Okay, now I know it was definitely not me.
And then get this, they started debating the existence of Bigfoot.
Okay, now I'm convinced it was definitely not me. I don't have time for that nonsense.
I know, right? I was so confused. I thought maybe you were just messing with me.
Nah, I leave the conspiracy theories to my buddy Alex Jones.
Yeah, I can't imagine you getting into that kind of stuff.
Hey Jamie, pull up an image of a Bigfoot riding a cum smoothie powered rocket to the moon.
On it, Elon.
Okay, now that's a stream I would definitely watch.
Maybe we should pitch that to Spotify. Artificial intelligence Rogan meets artificial intelligence Musk.
I think we just came up with our next $1 million idea. So, Ben, have you ever thought about what it would be like to be dipped in oil?
No, Joe. I can't say that I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's a whole new world. You feel slick and slippery, like a greased up wrestler.
I'm not sure I want to know where this is going.
Trust me, it's amazing. You should try it sometime.
I think I'll pass, Joe. I don't want to end up looking like a shiny, buffed up statue.
Oh, come on. Imagine the benefits. You'll have the smoothest skin ever. And think of all the money you'll save on moisturizer.
I don't think that's how it works, Joe. Plus, I don't want to smell like a gas station.
Jamie, pull up an image of oil. See, it's not just for cars and engines. It's the ultimate beauty treatment.
I'll stick to my skincare routine. Thank you very much.
Suit yourself, Ben. But just remember, when the apocalypse comes, I'll be the one with the perfectly preserved skin.
And I'll be the one with a functioning brain, Joe.
Touche, my friend. Touche. So, Ben, I heard you have some strong opinions on gay sex.
Well, Joe, as a conservative, I believe in traditional values and the sanctity of marriage between a man and a woman.
But what about the idea that love knows no gender? That people should be free to love who they want?
Love is one thing, but engaging in sexual acts with someone of the same gender goes against natural law.
But isn't it natural for some people to be attracted to the same sex?
That may be true, but acting on those urges is a choice, not something predetermined by biology.
But what about all the scientific studies that show homosexuality is a natural occurrence in many animal species?
Animals also engage in cannibalism and infanticide. Should we follow their lead as well?
I don't think that's quite the same thing, Ben.
Look, Joe, I'm not saying people shouldn't have the right to do what they want in their own bedrooms, but let's not pretend it's the same as a traditional monogamous marriage.
Fair enough, but what about the argument that denying gay people the right to marry is a form of discrimination?
It's not discrimination, it's simply upholding traditional values and protecting the institution of marriage.
Well, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one, Ben.
Agreed. Now let's move on to something less controversial, like the benefits of intermittent fasting.
Sounds good to me. Jamie, pull up an image of a ripped dude eating a giant steak.
Here you go, Joe.
Damn, that's a beautiful sight. Makes me want to hit the gym and cook up a juicy steak right now.
See, Joe, that's what real men do. We eat meat and lift weights, not engage in gay sex.
And on that note, thanks for tuning in to the Joe. So, Elon, I heard you just bought the new Dell Aw 2725 monitor for gaming.
Yeah, man. It's a beast. Have you seen the refresh rate on this thing? 360s, baby.
Damn, that's fast. How's the response time?
Near instantaneous. It's like playing in real life.
But I heard it has some issues with HDMI 2.1 bandwidth.
Yeah, but who needs HDMI when you have DisplayPort? Plus, the picture quality is outstanding.
What about input lag?
Almost non-existent. It's like my brain is directly connected to the game.
But what about the VRR flicker with changing frame rates?
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but I'll take it for the overall performance. Besides, it's perfect for my underground gaming lair.
Underground gaming lair. Are you trying to be a supervillain?
Hey, I gotta have some fun in between launching rockets and building electric cars.
Fair enough. Jamie, pull up an image of this monitor. I need to see it for myself.
Sure thing, Joe.
See, Joe? That's a thing of beauty.
I gotta get me one of those. Maybe I'll finally beat you in our next gaming session.
Good luck with that. I'll be too busy dominating the virtual world.
So, Ben, I gotta tell you, I finally ranked up from iron to bronze in Valorant.
Wow, Joe, that's really impressive. I'm sure the whole world is just dying to know.
Hey, don't be a hater. It takes skill and dedication to climb the ranks. Yeah, I know. Rub it in. Why don't you?
Look, Joe, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but bronze is like the kiddie pool of Valorant.
Hey, it's a big accomplishment for me, okay? I'm not exactly a pro gamer like you.
No, you're definitely not. But hey, I'll give you some tips if you want to climb higher.
Really? That would be awesome.
Just kidding. You're hopeless, Joe.
Well, thanks for the support, Ben.
Anytime, buddy. Now let's talk about something more interesting, like politics or economics.
Fine. But just remember, I'll be coming for that radiant spot one day.
Sure. Keep dreaming.
So, Mr. President, I heard you have a new film coming out.
That's right, Joe. It's going to be huge. Big Mac Wars, the battle for fast food supremacy.
Sounds intense. What's it about?
It's about the fierce competition between fast food chains and how I, as the ultimate businessman, save the day with my brilliant marketing strategies.
Wow, that's quite a plot. Who's playing you?
Well, I wanted Tom Cruise, but he was too short. So I settled for a younger, better-looking version of myself.
Of course. And who's the villain in the film?
The evil Colonel Sanders. He's been trying to take down my beloved McDonald's for years. But I'll show him who's boss.
I can't wait to see it. Will there be any special effects?
Oh, you bet. We have the best CGI team working on it. I even had them make my hair look even more luxurious.
Impressive. And what about the soundtrack?
All original songs written and performed by me. I've got a great voice, you know.
I'm sure you do. When does it come out?
Next week. And let me tell you, it's going to be the biggest blockbuster of all time. Believe me.